Okay. Welcome back to D&D. John, we'll
5,
can watch this to
4,
catch back up. Nice, Zane. Um, last we left off,
Three,
you guys had uh,
three.
found
Start.
some. Logan, why don't you recap what happened last week?
So we'd gone into the town and we had the whole ordeal with the man in his mansion.
Oh, could you
We
explain the
found-
ordeal? I don't remember.
All right, so we all went to the town with the premise of the guy looking for his son, and he put out a mission.
Wait,
or
what
a
was the
battle.
guy's name?
It was Thomas, wasn't it?
You're just trying to get his.
I'm just being a
He's being a jerk.
shithead.
So
Yeah,
we were
stop being a dick.
investigating that, and we ended up looking behind a cupboard in the child's room, and we found
Porn
well,
stash.
there was a scroll in the cupboard, but we found a book about sorcerers. So we're investigating that, and we ended up coming to the conclusion that he must have been taken by the sorcerer or Arcanos in the Arcanos Keep. So while waiting around to pursue that lead, we took a job in town, two technically. The main one was to find the kid whose mother was worried about him being lost in the wood. His two friends had come back to town, and he didn't come with them. Long story short, we ended up going out to the wilderness. We found the dead hunters, which was our second job that we took, on an avalanche cliff. And then we went farther into the woods following the trail, and we found the child in a tree, and there was a pack of wolves around the tree, and we did a battle. Everyone lived, thankfully, and we wrapped it up. Everyone healed up. Well, we went back to town. Everyone healed up, and that's where we are.
It's a great way to stay in shape.
Okay, good night, everybody.
Mwah. Good night, everybody.
Perfect. Well done.
I do want to say, Ox, my sheet is bugged.
What do you mean?
Whenever I go to click on different tabs, it does not show me them. It is stuck on feet.
On.
It's because it knows you how much you like feet.
And now it's on spells. Every time I close it and open it, it goes a tab. No, it's stuck on spells.
Is it?
I
Refresh
just clicked
for what's on it?
character. It's
I've-
loading
I've-
for me. I think it's your connection.
Yeah, have mine on the pop out.
Yeah, you should click the pop-out window so it's a separate.
Yeah, I have been doing that.
You should close it, refresh, and reopen it.
You're
Then.
doing it wrong then.
I have been doing that. I'm not.
Now it's on details. Now it's on character.
There we go.
That's where you wanted it. Perfect.
I had to refresh the page.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
Waiting.
you guys have 2 days to waste. You guys, throughout that time, do you have anything in particular that you're wanting to do?
Uh,
Is there much in the way of kind of a? It's probably not that big of a town, but any library or something like that?
No, there's no library. There is like I guess you could call it like there's not even like a mayor here. There's like an elder.
Yeah.
There's like just the oldest guy in the town is the one running it.
Yep.
Unless he's dumb and then they vote him out. So it's everyone just has houses. There's no there's like a gathering area. There's not like a gathering hall or.
No, fair enough.
So what is in this town? Because
So-
I imagine it's pretty small.
It's
It's a
pretty
tavern.
small. I mean, there's a number of houses. There's a couple tanneries here. There
You can
is
get thyself to a tannery.
yeah. There's a tannery here. There's some wood cutting stations here. Nothing like industrial. They just cut wood. For the town and otherwise sell logs to the locals. There is a general store called the False Shield.
Hmm. Could I go to the to one of the wood cutting yards?
And then there's a shrine of Aristil here.
What is Aristil the god?
So it's basically it's like the of kind of pioneers. It's like Earth, wealth, family, nature, their domains. Just so that you're aware, favored weapon is longbow. To get any other information, roll me a knowledge religion.
Kind of like the mediator between nature and
Yeah.
civilization.
That's a great way to put that.
That's all I'd really want.
His domains are animal, community, good, law, plant. Subdomains of education, family, feather, fur, growth.
Sorry, I was reading the Pathfinder second edition ones.
In Kingmaker, he's who Jod is. You got that?
Yeah. Yeah, you can go up to one of the woodcutters.
Oh, good
Alright,
sir.
go
Might
on
I
then.
offer you some working hands? I'm waiting for a job to come through town, and figured I'd offer my services as a laborer.
It's a middle-aged man, kind of balding on the top, wrinkled skin. He just, your folk aren't much known for working. You sure you're all right?
Look at me, and I kind of just flex, like the
Fluff
pinnacle of
the
physical health
beard.
for a
You
goblin.
seem strong enough. Can you swing an axe?
I can swing more than an axe.
Well, I'm asking you to swing an axe.
I can do that, yes.
uh,
Might I? And I'll hold out my hand.
How does
Sure.
Grog walk with confidence and pride?
No.
he tosses you an axe.
Sweet. Set her up for me.
Okay, yeah, and he'll help you set it up. Just roll me a strength check. Just or athletics, I guess, would be more appropriate here. 16. Yeah, you. So he goes. Right, it pays 2 copper a day.
Sounds good, my good sir. What is your name, by the way?
Daniel, son of Daniel.
Well, Daniel, son of Daniel, I'm Grolg. Thank you for the hospitality.
Of course. After this, I'll buy you a pint. How's that?
Ah, that sounds wonderful.
We'll call it a 2 copper bonus.
Fair deal if ever there was.
Although recently our prices have been going up. Not sure what that's all about.
I'm sure it's nothing to worry too much about.
The guy working for her.
Okay. Anyone else want to do anything in particular?
Yeah. I want to do the gather information action.
Okay.
Oh shit!
Because you
Are there
can
such
for
things?
that downtime. That's that's a 24-hour. Correct?
It's an hour.
Oh, it's just an hour.
It's 2 hours normally, but if there are other orcs or any kind of marginalized race, then I could do it in an hour.
What other marginalized races here? Gub doesn't count.
I don't know. That's up to you.
Grog
This
doesn't
one's
count.
pretty human. This one's pretty human.
I didn't know if there's be like some guys.
No, still it's 2 hours. What
Oh, wait,
what
no,
information
hold
are you
on.
trying to get?
No. I was thinking of something else. Hobnour makes it an hour, and then the other thing makes it so that I get a +1 on diplomacy checks with.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay.
With the marginalized races.
Okay, so it takes about an hour to gather a rumor for me.
Okay, and it's what knowledge local, right?
No, it's diplomacy.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Cool. Okay.
That's a great-
Is there a set DC or is it set by the DM?
It's set by the DM, and there is success and crit failure.
Okay, I'd say that's a success. I'll ask this to see what kind of rumors you get. Who are you chatting with?
Some of the guys I served at the bar.
Okay, just kind of while you're working, you're just gonna chat with a couple people and kind of get an idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The only the only person is Grog. Grog's the only one who talked.
One of them says, "What do you think is up with all those green trees up north? My brother went in there about 10 years ago. Says it's a fucking jungle. A jungle this far north, you fucking loon! I'm telling you, it's a jungle like snakes and vines and all.
It's a jungle out there.
Ah, you fucking loon! You're drunk off your pisser. Here, I'll buy another pint just to shut this man up."
Um, was there anything about the orcs? Something
No.
about an orc camp? What was
There's
the
a
whole deal with
there's
the orcs?
the post said an orc raiding party, and there will be a group here in at that time 4 days to deal with it and looking for able bodies.
Will be out for that.
Well, you guys were waiting for that because it's
I
two
thought.
days from now.
I thought we were heading out when the other crew did, just because we didn't want them to get ahead of us.
I thought we said we were gonna fight the orcs.
Yeah, that was the consensus.
Yeah, no.
It's fair, but maybe that's why you go to not fight the orcs.
I mean, my character did express disinterest in the orcs as well. I only went with it because that's what the group was gonna do.
My character wasn't there for the talk about going to fight orcs.
I thought we were all there.
Nope, my character went to do other things. All right. I guess that's it for the current.
How many
downtime.
times can you do it?
It doesn't say, but
Okay, we'll
I
say
imagine there's a limit to how much I can actually
we'll
get.
say in during downtime actions, we'll say you can do 2 of those a day.
Okay.
As far as for gather information.
Okay.
So,
There's
anyone
some
want
other
to?
stuff I'll probably do, but it's more just buying stuff.
Oh, sure. Anything else anyone wants to do in particular?
I probably want to find out a little bit more, like similar to what Zane's doing, but ask around and what people know about the Carnos.
Okay. So, is there are rumors? Can they be pointed?
I'll go ahead and tell you what this specifically says.
Okay.
You canvass local markets, taverns, and gathering places to learn about a specific individual or topic. The GM determines the DC of the check and the amount of
Okay.
time it takes, typically 2 hours. Okay, so it could have been longer than that, but sometimes more. Because of my hobnobber, it is half that.
Okay.
But yeah, along
Okay.
with any benefit you might be able to gain by spending coins on bribes, drinks, or gifts.
Okay. Sure. So, I guess who are
Okay.
you asking?
I'd probably be going around some of the. They probably wouldn't know, but like any of the markets and the Skinners, Tanners kind of place.
Okay, it's not really a market. They more like get their wares
Oh,
and
yeah.
they send them.
Yep.
But just the people who live here. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a diplomacy check. Okay. Most of them are like, I don't really know anything about him, but one guy goes, I ran into one of them once when I was bringing furs down to the ferry. Knightly individuals. Had a couple, as they called them, squires, young boys. For people who hate magic so much, they seem to have a lot of fucking weird shit going on about them. That's all I can say. Just a creepy aura.
Yeah, good to know.
Say, I mean, it's the classic boogeyman story. They come steal your children. I mean, Thomas seems to think that they stole his son.
And what do you think?
I think it's a dangerous place. Probably got eaten by a bear. Old Codger can't bring his mind to wrap itself around it.
Yeah,
Must
that
have put
wouldn't
his blame
surprise
on
me.
something rather than nature.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
May I make? So my plan is to use my crafting skill to make money in the 2 days time.
Do you have any supplies?
I would like to spend 1 day going out into the wild and gathering supplies, and 1 day
What can you craft?
artistry. Let me read you exactly what that.
Okay.
I have to
I'll
pull it
look
up. Yeah, if you could look it up, that'd probably be better.
Morik is a fucking walking Etsy.
I got it. I got feet.
You should have two of those.
They're funny. Because I have another one, but I think this is much more suited.
Okay. Sure, you grab some.
I can roll shit if you want. Because I could use my business to try and figure out what would be suitable for the area.
Roll me business first. These people don't probably have much care for this kind of thing. They're more about survival. And what money they have is probably hyper minimal.
Okay.
So you might find a buyer, but if you do, they're not going to have a lot of money to.
I'm not expecting a lot.
Right. What are you trying to make?
What can I find in the
Wood stuff. I
woods?
don't know. You're the crafter. It's woods.
What was that god's name?
Which god? Oh, which god? Oh,
Yeah.
the god here.
Yeah.
Oh, Aristil.
I would like to make an effigy of Eris out of wood.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Roll me a craft.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay. An old man in like a heavy fur cloak, kind of on the next day, unless anyone has anything else they want to do today specifically.
Not overly.
We have one more whole day
Well,
until the orcs
Yeah,
come,
yeah.
or
Until the people who are going to there.
yeah,
come.
we
that's
had
what I
2
meant.
full
Like,
days in total.
Yeah, two.
all right, 2 full days. Okay, so they're gonna come out of the
I'd like to talk to Levias and Mork about going early, not kill orcs.
Oh, sure. Yeah, if you guys want to chat first, totally fine. Go ahead.
So, are you not? We have a pretty well-paying job that other people are after. Do you really want to stick around for some extra days to do some weird orc killing job? Like,
If it was up to me, I would have left as soon as we got the information.
could go now.
I'm not. Got to get the accent right. Well, I'm not adverse to the idea of heading off now after the boy would be good. But if we can do a bit of help here first, I'm not going to say no to that either.
I'm not interested in fulfilling some bigot's fantasy of killing orcs. I mean, look at me.
Yeah, I can see the slight
no interest.
resemblance.
Even if they are doing bad, I don't want to get caught in the crossfire.
I wouldn't sign up for a war that I don't know what the opposing side did wrong. For all we know, they're normal, good people. All right, before I say that, how are orcs viewed in this world? Are they all barbaric, or are there some good?
It's more. It depends completely. It's more. The answer to your questions is with the people who are coming. Like as far as what did they do, yada yada yada. As far as orcs are typically viewed as savages as a whole. Are they all really savages? No, not necessarily.
So that's just a widely believed racist opinion.
It's overall it would be a racist opinion. However, a raiding party is a raiding party. Like they are coming to raid.
Yeah, it's a racist opinion with a kernel of truth. Like
Yeah.
there have been frequent occurrences of orcs attacking, but that doesn't.
Yeah, if you're a civilized
Alright,
orc,
I
you're
get-
probably
I get the
not
gist of
running
it.
around
They're-
in a
yeah.
warband.
But there have also been frequent occurrences of orcs that are bards
humans
or
come
like
up and
yeah.
murder them.
Yeah.
It's like the old American view of Native Americans. They're like, all the savages live in the woods. Don't go out there, and they're just like living their life, and they go to war when you take a bunch of their land, and then they, they're just also another race. I guess is the best way. They have a different culture, but
Okay. Thank you. I stand by what I said.
I know I, for one, wouldn't mind finding out a bit more about these Arcano sleds.
If you wanted, I could head out today. I just have a small bit of business I have to, but I can meet you somewhere.
All right. Well, if anyone wants to tell the other lad, he seemed interested. Violent.
Probably should also tell that wizard that was, I mean, the old man that was around.
Or what?
I know what I said.
Wait, your character actually said that? That wasn't DT messing up?
Nah, that was me.
I had actually talked. Fuck. Um. The what?
Oh, the old boy. I think he's got a little bit of magic in him.
That's
Whatever you say.
it's a heavy accusation right there.
Yes, it is. Not something I really want to go kind of blabbing out to every Tom, Dick, and Harry that is around, but if you're going to be travelling with the boy, you can know what he can do.
I will keep an eye out on that.
Oh, I will be as well.
That's something I don't really believe till I see.
How do you think you found the hole in the thing in the wall?
By looking.
He saw
How do
something.
you think I cut that magic paper without it going off? Luck.
Luck and sleight of hand, but he was looking at a wall and seeing what was on the other side of it.
to be fair, he was actually out of the doorway, stepped in, and pointed it out.
Oh
Can you
shit.
hear me?
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
now. You lagged out for a second, Zane.
Okay. What I had said is when you said how did he find it, I responded I found it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Is that a deception check?
No, I found it.
He's the one that pointed it out.
Oh, that's
Didn't
right.
he
He
tell him in
told
the
you you
hall?
should be careful. That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
No, he didn't say to be careful. He said, I wouldn't open that if I were you. And he couldn't see that he had just found something. He just heard him knock.
Yeah. Because he was outside. I was like sticking my head out, watching him, saw him do it, and he's like, "Hey, there's something there."
Well, Zane found it, and then while you guys were
He didn't say
messing-
anything about there's something there. He was
Yeah,
specific. He
He
kept that
didn't say
information to
that.
himself.
Yeah, he didn't say there's something there. He just said, I wouldn't open that.
Yeah, he
It's,
gave
or,
it
like,
to me privately. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he say it to you privately?
He didn't
Yeah, he
say it
pu-
to you privately.
he-
Dude, we
he
were all
pulled
in
me
the
off.
room. He yelled from the fucking.
Oh, I gotta. I don't act. I should have written this down. I wish John was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of important whether we know.
Well, my guy knows. I saw him cast the spell.
Yeah, he still saw it cast.
Yeah.
That's fair.
No matter what, that part I do know.
That yes. Yeah.
And I mean, so does Star. So it's really up to Star whether they're
Yeah, I think Star's still covering for him though.
whether they try
Yeah.
and cover it for him or not. Yeah.
Regardless of what they say, my character is gonna just be like, "Oh well, we'll keep an eye out, but I'm not gonna believe that till I see it." It's a big thing to say.
Oh, it is, but I just thought I'd let you know.
I appreciate it.
How much would it cost for a fermenting jar?
Um,
I have one.
Maybe
You-
like
You just have a jar.
for like.
But
an
what am I
actual-
using it for?
So for like an actual fermenting jar?
Yeah, yours will probably explode from the pressure one day.
Um, you wouldn't be able to find like a true fermenting jar here. But you could find something that would be a pretty good substitute for just like 6 copper until you found like a place to get like a real one. And that might cost you a few silver.
I'll wait then.
Okay. Yeah. Are you guys hanging out at the bar?
I suppose.
I'm just wondering where you guys are at.
As long as no one's hearing me. I'm not broadcasting
I
to the
gotcha.
world like, hey,
Yeah,
that
that's
guy's
fair.
a wizard. Let's get it, fellas.
It's not super busy right now.
Yeah.
Like, you guys can talk. As you guys do, Lurha comes over. Okay, Star, we got to get this place spick and span. We have a baronet coming in 2 days, and I need this place ready.
All right.
He's the son of the Baron's brother. Can you believe it? Coming to our town.
What does that make him?
The Baron.
Absolutely nothing.
The Baron of Redmont.
Correct. It's his brother's son, a baronet. A baronet is a title. A
Little Baron.
baronetess would be a female version of the title. It is underneath a baron, above a knight.
Okay.
Just so you guys are aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's coming to our town. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. This could put us on the map.
We are on the map.
No, but I mean like a destination. A place to come. If he tells the other nobles this is the great vacation spot and the bar has never been better, oh my goodness, I can practically taste the money. It's coppery. Potential, but it might be goldy.
No,
Anyway.
nobles like art, right?
Capri
I've
Sun.
never met a noble. I don't know. Maybe.
Well,
I met the
they
tax
do.
collector. He comes around about every 3 months, fucking bastard.
Well, I'll start.
How would you like to buy this piece of art of forget the god's name?
I don't know who that is. Is he a friend of yours?
Is it not the local god? Worship?
Oh, that piece of rock out there? Nobody's prayed at that thing for years.
Do you know of anyone who has?
Yeah, I think from time to time I see the old codger out there. Fuck, I'm picking up DT's accent, but that's fine.
The old cotter.
Oh, to be sure, to be sure, to be sure.
Codger.
Codger. What's a codger?
Old man.
He's an old fart.
Where does he live?
Take a right. It's 3 houses down on the far end of town.
Should he
Get
be
around.
home?
But he's not here. I don't know where else he'd be.
Well, does he work?
No, he's old as fuck.
All right.
That man hasn't worked in years.
Well,
How he pays the tax collector his coin, I have no idea, but that's between neither here nor there.
Star and Vice, I'll be back later then. You want to talk to the others about that idea? I'll be back before nightfall.
Okay.
Well, it seems as if you might be a bit busy here, so I'll see if I can go find the green one. The little green one. With the beard.
The big little green one.
Grog, you finish with a nice day of work as you are walking in with Daniel, son of Dan. As he comes in and he goes, Barkeep! Star,
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was you. Sorry, I thought I was talking to the old hag.
That's rude.
A knife
Well,
just
it's
flies
our
out of the kitchen.
dynamic.
Twang.
We talk shit to one another. It's okay. Look, can I get myself and my friend here a pint after a hard day of work?
Can do.
Appreciate it.
Aye, the
As-
shoulders are sore from swinging that axe all
and
day.
how much does this cost again?
2 copper.
Right, as he pays, he puts 5 on the counter.
Thank you.
Of course. As you guys are kind of cleaning and going hectic, going to and
What-
fro.
What's the style here? Large head or small head?
She typically pours it with a large head.
What is that? The style here.
She's the only bartender, so
I try a small head and see how he likes it.
because it's about time somebody didn't shortchange me for my beer. Here's another copper, my friend.
Ah, yes.
You hear that? You nagging bitch. She goes up to, look. If you ever talk to me like that again, you won't have any drinks here in the future. Do I make myself clear?
Grog's just slowly drinking his
Oh,
drink
and I
in
guess I'll
the
take my
direction.
coin somewhere else. Yes, you could. How about you go to the general store? I hear the Broken Shield has a few nice candles for you to buy. How about you get that over your alcoholism, you wino, you fucking drunk shite? He goes, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have that bar stool over there. Yeah, you're right, and you've only paid for that bar stool. Now finish your drink and get the fuck out. Now, I think I'll be drinking here all night. Well, you better be spending lots of coin if you're going to harass me like this. I can't believe it. Oh, my old beating heart. I can't even. If my ex-husband were here to see this, he wouldn't. Your husband, you never married. Well, if he was here right now, he wouldn't believe what he was hearing.
I'm gonna like lean over to Star and I'm gonna be like, bosses, am I right?
Uh,
Nudge him with my elbow.
did they prepare this?
I have no idea. They seem very angry people.
Is somebody?
Are we
I'm just
being
waiting for
punked?
what.
Are we being punked?
I'm waiting for one of them to put out a hat, like ask for tips. Performance art shit.
To be fair, they're bickering like an old married couple themselves. Maybe they should just kind of bite the bullet and get down and bone.
Damn.
Oh,
I'm gonna pee while they're doing the bar thing.
small one. I didn't realize you were here as well.
Oh, I've got good ears.
As good as these, and I'll like twitch my ears a little bit.
He'll do the alfalfa thing of flexing
Yeah,
his ears.
yep.
You know, for someone my size, not much goes over my head.
Nothing goes over my
Daniel, son of Daniel,
I would
waves his
prefer.
hand over your head. Catch it. You slam it on the counter.
Well, grab him and kind of pull his arm down, so it's like, whoa.
As you pull it, as you grab it, he just holds out his arm and he strength checks you up. He just lifts you off the table,
Yeah, my
off your
strength.
chair. He's like, "This is a lumberjack." Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
He is very capable of this.
Yeah.
He just as you lifts you off the chair as you're like, to be fair, it didn't go over his head, just directly over on it. You do pull-ups. He's like, "All right, I'll hold this one out, but I
Well,
expect coin at the end of after you pay for this gym."
well, you got to work and get your workouts in when you can.
Fair enough. I like this one. Pint for him too.
Serve it up.
I never pay for my own drinks.
No, considering John paid for him the other day.
Yeah, no, right?
What was this?
So what brings you all to town?
Whole host of
Well-
things, I think.
Well, contracted out
promise.
to save a kid.
Yeah.
A child. Oh, you were the ones who helped the old ninny after her child went missing. You find
Yep.
the hunters too, I believe.
God rest their souls.
It's a
Big
shame.
Rock, rest their
No.
souls.
God, it's good to have people like you around. At least we can get answers here. People go missing all the time.
Really?
Happens quite often, unfortunately. Hunters, all kinds of odd things. Some people believe the land's cursed. I personally believe it's just a shite of bad luck. Luckily, we have the little one here, right? As he hits the halfling.
Hmm.
Seems our winds are changing since you come around.
Try to help out where we go.
Well, sounds good. I mean, you pay me a few coin, I might be able to build you a cabin here.
Mm.
I'll keep it on the
It'll take
cards.
some time. Well, it'll take some time, but once summer comes around, it'll be easier to build, and not many people need much wood during that time. So I mostly perform as a carpenter. During this time of year, I patch roofs and I cut firewood.
I find it's always a bit harder to get wood when it's cold.
Well, it's freshly cut and it's kept in my shed out back.
Swing and a miss on that one.
I understood what you meant. I just wasn't going to dignify you with a response.
Oh, where's the fun in that?
Well, I mean, you did pull-ups on me, so at least you weren't pulling my leg.
That's true.
Don't you do it. My hand's the size of your torso.
I consider it for a moment and then think better.
So are all of you know each other then?
Only
Not
met him.
really.
Hardly.
Not really, just kind of all wandered into town at the same time. Seems as if fate has thrust us together.
Man. Star, are you going to be hanging around too then? Or are you going to be leaving with...
Well, seems like the next job that they're doing is pretty dangerous. Plan on going with them.
Which one's that?
Well,
The orcs.
The orcs.
I think
Apparently, this
he.
is
Haven't had time to talk to him yet.
a
Yes.
raiding caravan of orcs or something of the sort.
It seemed,
We're going to be hearing about it later.
Raiding
it seemed like
party?
he.
They
he
come by
wanted
once a
to do
year to
that.
trade.
Do they? Tell me more.
Who told you it was a raiding party? The old codger spoke peace with them maybe 20 years ago while his father was alive.
You misunderstand. It was simply from a post on your job boards. I had no intention of fighting them without first gaining
He
knowledge of
stands
what
up
they
and
had
goes
done.
over to where like the courier posts these things. Goes over. From the baronet. We have a fucking prissy ass noble coming here as he crumbles up the paper and throws it on the ground.
I was speaking more of Thomas's job about helping
Is he going
find
to
his
send
kid.
you off to find his child too? Probably been
Yeah.
six groups he's sent through here.
Yes, hearing all about that really inspires me with confidence.
None have come back yet. Maybe you'll be the first. Or, well, I'll say a prayer for you.
I'm just
That's what
hoping
I'm
that
waiting.
everyone else is still on the trail. They just haven't found him yet.
Or a bear got him. Heard a sighting of a bear the last couple, yeah, I believe yesterday, near town.
Oh, that was mine.
Wow, you green folk are just so full of surprises. This one works. You tame bears. It's quite impressive.
He's a good boy. Don't worry about him.
Nobody said
The
anything
bear
ill
that
to him.
is.
Oh, fair enough. Not this one.
That one's a wild child.
Ugh.
So you guys intend to do some trading with the orcs then?
I was planning on getting out of here before the game. I didn't really care much about that.
Where do they come from normally?
Where do they go?
Got Night Joe.
You'd have to talk to the old cadre about that. I know they come through once a year. They bring rare, interesting furs for our tanners.
You don't even know which direction? North, south, east, west?
I mean, they scoot mostly the lake. They come up from the hillside over there, going to the lake. I don't
Going
know
to
if
the lake.
I would assume at that point it's the west, but to the west, some of these they bring large lizard hides and they bring just things that shouldn't exist up here. Some people say it's from the as they say jungles to the north. I think they just wander the world and they just need to dump off a weight.
Fair enough.
Another case of nobles coming up here is probably going to end this whole diplomatic streak we have going with them.
It doesn't sound like it could end peacefully. If he's got that in his head.
Yeah, sounds like some of us are going to be conscripted and driven off once again. If he decides to piss them off bad enough, we're going to have to start a militia to fight them. But man, such is life.
Perhaps we could find a way to talk to him? He's coming from Redmont, is he not?
Uh, no, I believe the baronet lives in Stell. I believe his father is some title there.
Same direction, though. I can't imagine he'd be going through the mountain pass.
No, he'd probably be taking the ferry most likely.
Barry?
The
Ferry.
ferry.
Ferry Nisha.
Why?
Do you not know what a ferry is?
I know what a ferry is. I just don't know why you take a ferry up.
Well, because the mountain pass is
Because,
typically dangerous and it's a lot more walking, and I assume the prissy noble ass would want to sit on a boat.
but if he's coming from Stell,
Yeah, to get on the ferry to then leave that ferry immediately and continue walking. Where is he going with the ferry?
I think he's saying he would get on at Ludin and
Yeah, he'd go down to
get off
Redmont.
at Nisha.
Well, he'd go through Lunite or the bridges. He probably wouldn't take the mountain pass. What he's saying.
Go the long way home.
But that's
That
what
sounds
we're
like
saying, is that it's a dumb path to take when you could just go.
Not if you're scared of the danger.
Not if you're an idiot.
Or if you
Alright.
like the
I figured that was
comforts
just
of,
hilly.
or if you like to pay respects and get to claim to the Baron what you're doing and try to get some favors that way.
True.
That's definitely the longest way.
But it's the most
It
comfortable.
probably has something to do in Redmont, so are we going to Redmont then here?
I mean, for all I know, he went all the way around Lunite Castle, into Faro, into Redmont, is coming back through the mountain pass. The point is, I'm not his courier.
Either way, he'd be coming in through this
He'd be coming through the what?
the southward winding road.
One way or the other, yes. It's not. He's probably not coming directly over the mountain.
Okay.
Any chance you guys want to get ahead of that and try and meet him?
That was my thought too. Perhaps if we can meet him and convince him to not fuck with the orcs, we could save you guys a bit of trouble in the future.
That'd be much appreciated. It'd be nice for me, and well, I haven't gotten to meet many of the orcs, but well, they mostly stay outside. But old Carter and one of the tanners typically go out there to trade with them.
All right. Well then, men, would you care to set off in the morning?
Sounds good to me.
So what the...
Where's the dwarf and the old man?
I'll come along, but I'm sick. I'll probably be better eventually.
The dwarf said he would be back. I think he said by morning.
Before nightfall.
Same difference.
He just appears behind you before nightfall.
He is a rogue after all. Who just... I'm Batman.
Magic fuck.
Oh God! Oh what? What
Blue,
the
get
fuck?
him!
Can I be the
You know
only...
what?
Am I the only one thinking with this character that you're voicing, Ox? I want him to be like, oh, so you're awake. I heard you were trying to cross the border.
Damn those Imperials. Stormcloak for life.
Does that... Yeah, that's the
What
accent
up,
you were
dog?
using. Sorry?
That's. I was going with the Skyrim Nords. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll sleep here tonight, and then we'll leave.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll wait for the for Morik. Also, can I I'll talk to Star. Star, do you know if there's any way that I could perhaps do a performance tonight?
You perform?
I'd like to tell stories. Something that some of our old goblin kin used to do. Tales of Big Rock and the expansion of the Goblin Isles, things like that.
Shaylin be praised. I'd love a performance. I'll talk to Lurha. Go see her.
Yes, yes. You're staring at me. You're staring at me. I assume you want something when you should be cleaning.
The goblin's wondering if he could perform tonight. That'd be all right.
What do?
We don't have to pay him anything. Probably put out his own tip jar.
half of his tip jar and it's done.
I'll let him know.
And we need to buy fresh produce to throw at him.
I like
Good
that.
idea. All right.
Rude.
In case it goes poorly, I mean, I can always use the fresh produce here.
I
Bring your own
tell
bread or
him.
not.
I let him know, and then I go get.
Do
some
you
of the
let me
till.
know about the produce part too?
No, no. But I get
Okay.
some of the till, and I go and buy produce.
Okay, yeah. You go to the Broken Shield, and you grab some potatoes. Like you grab some.
Potatoes,
You
Jesus
gotta get
Christ!
tomatoes,
Tomatoes.
man.
No,
I was gonna say,
potatoes.
they're gonna fucking kill me if they throw potatoes at.
No, you'll be fine.
It's like
Um,
throwing rocks at a person.
I was like, what could survive for this long without refrigerate? Potatoes.
Turnips.
Turn. That's what to say. Turnips.
Without refrigeration, we're in a goddamn tundra.
It's not a tundra. It's just a boreal forest.
It's still cold.
Yeah. Well,
Not cold enough for tomatoes, my friend.
yeah. There's definitely turnips and potatoes.
You're gonna kill me.
They're gonna belt you with
It's gonna be like the fucking Godfather. Get out of the car.
what about some apples?
Yeah, we have a couple apples. Find some apples.
At least an apple will break.
I've got this
What-
pumpkin too, if you want it.
What other hard fruits are there we can?
I've got a bunch of gourds in the back.
Hey, a potato apple is a lot softer than what a potato.
I've got a butternut squash in the back. Got
Yeah.
a few of them.
Don't
Do you have any soft things?
Like,
Oh, I don't know what grows.
Corn.
That would hurt too.
Kernels of corn.
Just individual kernels.
Sell them. 10 kernels for a copper.
I've got carrots,
This is good. I'll make
parsnips,
Parsnips.
spinach,
Take
Those are
whatever.
just basically
garlic,
corn.
onions. I've got leeks.
I've already left. He's just doing that to himself.
I have
like-
something. I
like
have
he's just
something
going down a
called
list
an
of what he has.
eggplant. I've got some slightly mushy tomatoes.
Who is he talking to?
It's the Broken Shield. He's not very bright.
You could say pretty bright.
I also have lettuce. Who are you looking at as he's looking
Uh,
at himself in the slightly darkened window?
I go back
Very
and buy
left.
some lettuce.
Oh, okay, yeah, you buy some
Yeah.
heads of lettuce.
Yeah, then I'll leave again.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, yeah, you head
Got
to
logs. There's logs here.
the woodcutter's like, I've got some planks in the back of my shed if you want some.
Slug,
They're about this
slug.
big. Okay, let's go over to Logan. Okay, you follow her directions
Drink beer, right?
and you head to a fairly old house. It's old by the look of the wear and tear on it. It's not run down. As you see at this point, an old man in full heavy cloaks, in furs, walk out of his door as he has a sack on his back.
Backsack.
And so he begins walking with a large staff, like a walking stick.
Hello, sir. Don't mean to be nosy, but I've heard you've been visiting the shrine of Arist.
Not much these days. If you want to walk and talk, we can. I have some business tonight.
How long until nightfall?
Couple
I
hours.
imagine I headed out in the morning, right? Before
Well,
they
midday.
did all this talk.
Midday.
I don't mind.
Hours. Okay. I tend to go from time to time. Yes.
I do some crafts work on the side, and I was curious if you'd want to maybe buy this effigy. It's a token of Arist.
I don't have much use to it. I do have a giant shrine in the middle of town if I want to do praying, but if you have a little more time, you might be able to meet my friends. They might have use of
Sure.
it. Of course.
Not in a rush.
As you walk for maybe 30 minutes as you head down towards the lake and push on, as you see a small kind of camp set up of stretched leathers, a small fire as you see 6 large figures. As you get closer, you can see these are probably the orcs, and they're right out of town. As he gets closer, do you speak Orcish at all?
I do not.
Okay.
Dwarvish and common.
He begins as they begin talking back and forth as he opens up his bag and offers them food as they thank him, as they motion him over, and they kind of begin talking as he goes, please come and sit. As you're sitting, as they're just kind of chatting back and forth. They do so for a while, 20, 30 minutes, as he goes, yeah, if you'd like, may I see it?
Oh, of course.
He takes it and shows it to the orc, and they begin talking once again. He goes, what are you willing to trade for it?
I think it's a sidearm. Anything they were willing to give, I'll take.
This is
Not looking to rob any.
very well. So he looks over and begins kind of chatting.
He's willing to offer you his belly button lint. That's his final offer.
Where else are you gonna find orcish belly button lint? Boreal forest, orcish tribe, belly button lint.
As rolled a 20 on that craft check. Okay. He pulls out about a 1 foot by 1 foot stretch of this very, very thick reptilian leather. As that's what he offered.
Could you ask him what it was? I'm not too sure.
Speaks, and there's a shaka as he turns and goes shaka. I don't know what that, if it means anything.
Could you tell him thank you?
Yeah. See, over and thanks the orc.
Can I have a word?
You have it.
Are there any other orc tribes around here? This can't be the only one, right?
So over and chats. No, it's just this one. Why?
Have you looked at the job board recently?
No, I don't tend to go much into her bar these days. I'm trying to keep my health up.
There's a raiding party coming to kill these orcs in days time.
A raiding party
Yeah,
of orc?
they're coming to try and kill the orcs here.
He looks and relays that as the orc kind of look back and forth as one of them picks up his weapon. As he goes, they will fight to the death. Thank you for the warning.
I'm not sure who they even are, but just know that it's a good chance it's going to be a lot of people.
As one of the orcs, he says, "Good," and he laughed. I don't know if you caught that.
How often do you trade?
Once a year or so. They come by around these months. Buy a few things, trade what we've collected over the years, or rather what I have. We get some interesting leathers, and we can ship them out. It's very profitable for our, for Skystead.
How long until they usually leave?
A few days, weeks time, possibly.
Why not have them leave now to try and avoid needless bloodshed? They have a full day to get out of here.
He speaks to them. Comes back. If it is our time to die, it is our time to die. But we will fight because this is the path we have chosen. and we will die having chosen that path.
One to argue. Was it an easy path that we took here?
The road, yeah.
Oh, it is a road,
There's a
not like
road.
wood. All right.
No, there's a road that leads here. Anything on the map that looks like cobblestone might not be a cobblestone road, but there's like a road.
All right. Well, thank you for the time and the introduction.
Of course.
And nightfall is soon, so I really must go.
Head back. Okay, you head back to the bar. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. If you guys want to chat and catch each other up.
Mm-hmm. Well, I
See
might
what
actually
you
go to
wanna
the bathroom as well. Quick pee break.
Okay. Logan, you come back to Daniel, son of Daniel, arm wrestling girl. Give me a strength check.
Oh, I'm gonna beat his ass. Strength or
Oh.
athletics?
Strength, and I rolled a d12, so
I
so that's not gonna work.
mean, you could. You could have a +2.
God.
Ah! It's an intense battle, but in the end, the man who only has one good stat, which is strength, and one okay stat, which is con,
Loses.
Wait, can I rage? Can I rage into
no,
this?
you can't rate.
I totally can. It's an
You already rolled
action.
it.
Yeah, just add 2 onto that.
You already rolled it.
But you didn't rage, is what he's
Yeah,
saying.
correct. You
Oh,
could have raged and then rolled.
Yeah. It's like basic maths. The order of operations is important.
Rage is before
I
anything else.
forgot that I had it. I'm not used to playing this class. I'm sorry.
But as Jax, you can remember every feat in the game.
Yeah. As a
Yeah,
barbarian,
I've
you
been
do one
playing
thing.
Jax for like 4 years.
All right,
What's your
Titus.
point?
How do spells work, Titus?
What are spells? What are you talking about?
I've heard of
Yeah. He barely wins. He goes, "You get the next round." Oh God, my arm. Fuck.
Oh, that's my day's pay. My day's pay is 1 drink, so there you go.
And welcome to the capitalist society that we live in.
Terrible one.
Well, here's 1 copper. There you go. Give you
Okay.
50% discount on my drink, and the 1 copper was a tip. Make sure he knows that. So, so are you like his son, or as he? As,
I feel like me and
Morik
Star would
walks in.
both look at him and just be like, "Excuse me?"
as Morik walks in.
I think he's older than me.
Oh, Ox. You never told me what my check was.
How old are you, Star?
Oh,
I'm in my 20s.
with just a pelt, you can't
I'm
identify.
28.
Like
17?
you don't have a full skull. You have a 1 by 1 piece of
Or no, I'm 30.
what it is.
Fair enough.
It's a success. Like it is some large reptile that does not live in this climate. Even
Reptile is as much as I can ask for. Thank you.
Well, there's a lot of reptile scales that look very similar when you scale them up, like crocodile.
All I
lizard.
had before was scaly pea skin.
Okay, well now it's some kind of
Yeah, it could have been fish.
Could have been a fish, yeah.
could have been. There are scaled fish.
But now he knows it's a reptile.
It would be big though, because even the tanned part is very thick, and the scales are very thick. Like if you could get a large piece of this, you could probably make some pretty bomb ass armor.
Thick.
It's a good thing I don't have leather working.
Okay, there are other people in the world that have leather working.
No,
Including one of
Only
your
me.
party members.
and only me. I don't know that.
I can work
He-
with
he
leather.
Explained that his father was a tanner. I guess it's different than a leather worker.
Yeah, Daddy
Could we talk for a second, everyone?
Yeah, go ahead.
We're talking right
Uh,
now.
I'm a couple beers in.
I
can chat.
meant my acquaintances.
Okay, well I'm sitting
not-
at the bar, and you walked up to me, so
This is Daniel, son of Daniel. He's now your acquaintance.
pleasure to meet you.
I'm Mork.
Pleasure. Yeah, nice to meet you, Mark.
So I met the orcs.
Mm.
They're here?
They're outside of town.
Okay.
They're
How far?
not far. I'm not going to go fight them. They're
We had
peaceful
actually
people.
discussed it. We were planning on trying to intercept the Baron. What did they call him?
Baronet.
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 The one
And
coming
we're
to the
going
to the
to-
Hold
town.
on, let me go check the paper that he threw on the floor.
Yes.
Goes over and crumbles it.
It's a best.
Baronet crumbles it
bassinet.
back up. Throws.
We're going to try and get to him and convince
You
him
say
to
bastard
not
man?
fight the orcs.
Oh,
the Baronet is a bastard, man.
Yeah, the bassinet.
Was he leading the raiding party?
Apparently.
Oh, that's not good.
I
So
think
we were hoping to find him before he gets here and convince him not to do that.
No, I think he's coming up here to kill the Orcish raiding party. Need able-bodied men to kill the Orcish raiding party sighted nearby.
Right, he's leading the actual raiding party to
Oh!
kill the peaceful band of orcs.
Well, I mean, killed somebody in their life.
I would
Sounds like a
very
heavy
much like to
accusation.
stop them too. I'm very much on board with that.
We were planning on leaving in the morning
We're gonna go stop the raiding party.
That is great.
after my performance, of course.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, I'm always up for
Okay.
singing and dance.
Were you drinking?
Hmm?
Point to Levias.
Oh, yeah. He paid for my last drink.
And your next drink?
How many people are here other than us?
As we're pushing into evening, there's about 10 people.
Okay.
I'm still on my same one. Till someone buys me another.
He's trying to figure out a way to convince you to buy more drink.
You're gonna need to go upstairs or leave or something, or get another drink. I can't have you down here drinking the same fucking drink. Turns other people do the same.
That doesn't exactly seem fair, does it?
Hey, buy something or get out.
He already did.
Actually, I
You didn't
bought
buy
that one.
nothing. Yeah.
And someone else bought it for him, but something was
Kelsey.
bought that he is consuming.
Is that one of your D&D players?
That's Kelsey.
No, fair enough.
Hello, Kelsey.
They say hello.
Oh wait, we gotta say it like an Australian. Hello, Casey. Fuck, that was bad.
That was
Hello, hello, Casey, it's me.
Yarr, hello, Casey.
Got Australia.
Hold on, guys.
Australians are pirates.
Ah, it's me. I can't do Gilbert Gottfried's voice. I want to do something.
Don't worry, guys. I've got it. Hola, Kelsey.
Go.
Right? That's what language you Australians speak, Spanish, right?
Of course. Everyone who's south of America speaks Spanish.
That was good. I like
Afrikaans
that.
is basically Spanish, right?
If you think about it, if you keep going south from America, you can just get. Go all the way
Yeah.
around.
So, okay. Yeah. Hey, what are you gonna do about your drink, Levias?
Pee in it and drink it. Drink that.
Yeah.
Get any of the alcohol that you missed. That your body missed.
The couple of guys who were here the other night that we had, or last night that we had the drinking competition, are they there?
Yeah.
I'll see if I can swindle a drink out of one of them. Kinda. Yeah. Did so well last night. Talk them up and.
If I remember correctly, you lost though.
Yeah, but it was a fair effort, don't you think? Look at the size differences between me. Like, you're 3 times my size. And I was still able to keep up with you.
Yeah. But you lost.
True, but it's worth a drink, isn't it?
You paid for enough of mine. Fair enough. Goes over before you finish the last drink. He goes over and plops down 2 copper for the halfling's drink. You see him take the mug and give it to the halfling.
Or just
Or
kind of
another.
cheeky smile
I
and
swear to God, Levias. This will be the dynamic in every town that has a bar. Corey trying to figure out a way to get him to buy a drink, and Levias trying to figure out a way to not pay for one.
Yep. You're gonna crap my style, and we know it as the guy that travels with the guy that doesn't buy any drinks. I'll have to start kicking you out of bars.
I'm not. Do I have to multi-class into bard?
So at least you can do something.
Yeah.
Okay, Gub. Let's start your performance.
Bro.
Girl,
Thank you
sorry,
very
God
much.
dang it.
Put a
You also
big
called me Corey.
post-it note.
God
I know.
dang it!
I was gonna point that out, but I was
Darn.
like,
Yeah.
ah,
Ox,
Roll.
post-it
I bet it's
note,
gonna be a
one on
very
each
long
thing
time.
to so you know what everyone's name
Like
is.
over people's faces.
Yes.
Just yeah, as you're beginning to set up your performance, she wheels out like a nice little salad bar with
Oh.
potatoes and turnip, heads of lettuce.
I know what that's
yeah.
for.
So I recant the stories of Big Rock's emergence and how he was shot from a volcano and crushed the tyrannical leader of the Goblin Isles, and how he was the first god to emerge when the gods returned, uh, and it was his own divine power that brought back the revitalization of religion in Galarian, basically. And as I do, I flex in certain positions. It's very reminiscent of Merlin, but different in
Yep.
some ways.
Well,
Like there's
it's your
goblin
own story. It's your
Yeah.
own story.
but basically like muscle bard culture did seep its way into goblin culture in some aspects. So that's basically what's happening.
Okay. Some of the people are like,
Thank you.
one of them goes, "What's a god?"
Sorry, what?
What's a god?
The gods?
Yeah,
Why, the gods are those who bring their divine power to this world.
tax collector.
No, 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 no. They.
Yeah, kill the tax collector. Yeah, kill him. Tell us a story about killing the tax collector.
I tell a story about how Big Rock kills tax collector.
Yeah, someone actually tried get blood from a stone once, and Big Rock retaliated.
Yeah, yeah. There was a town that was being oppressed by the tax collectors, and when they tried to take the coin, Big Rock came and crushed them.
Seven copper goes in your cup.
Hell yeah.
Now sing us a song.
Mm. Oh, I don't sing that much. Mostly just stories.
So this is more like a theater then.
Kind of. But you get to see my muscles. And
The barkeep's like, yes, we do. Like one of
I
like
get-
the
I-
one of the bar like one of the patrons' wife is like, it's like, fuck a goblin. Like she's like,
do I see her giving me the
Yeah.
three eyes?
yeah, the wife, yeah.
Oh yeah, I give her a wink. Because
He's blissfully unaware. He's like talking to somebody else, very uninterested in what's going on.
Pour him an extra drink.
Yeah, I've seen enough kind of stage shows and probably hanging around enough bars and pubs over my life. I start like banging on the table and kind of start like chanting, he will rock you."
Roll me a diplomacy check. So that's our first critical success.
That is not true.
It is.
That's
Yeah,
not true.
my critical success last session didn't count.
Also, Zane
Yeah, you're right.
succeeded at like a medicine, I think.
At one that makes that matters none at all. Doesn't matter at all. Not only does everyone do it,
I don't do it.
You feel magically compelled to do
everyone do it.
everyone.
Who I have control over their actions.
There you go.
Does it. There's another about 12 copper that goes into your cup.
Hell yeah.
As
I just kind of lean
The-
over and like, you owe me a drink.
I'm sorry. No, I don't.
As the the bartender's wife comes over and sets a pitcher down in front of you as she buys a pitcher.
Bartender's wife.
Yes.
Not the bartender, one of the patrons' wife.
Patron's wife.
The one that he winked at.
I will
Oh, excuse me.
I will take a bow, and then I'll take the pitcher and just
Drink all of it.
Not all of it, just like a big swig and just
The place is much more jovial now, and the
Jovial.
bar is very very sing happy now as they kind of begin going through the different drinking songs as this relatively tame, slightly economically depressed village, for a moment has something incredibly joyous as they've heard a new phenomenal song that no one else in this entire universe has ever heard. At all. Beat is super catchy. And Zane, over the course of the night, because of that, you get about 11 copper worth of tips.
Do you want me
18
to just go ahead and
copper
roll
worth of
for it?
tips. Yeah, go ahead and roll for it. Actually, let's see how exactly what you do. 12 copper worth of tips.
You get the link I sent you, right?
Which link?
The information on
Like the how much you get paid and everything like that for a day's labor.
yeah, and how that works. Yeah.
It's more this was assisted. We'll say that.
Yeah, it was just it's a pretty interesting system.
As you smell a fine elk being cooked as she comes up from behind the bar. Star, where is the big? Where's that one?
Oh, he's in the room.
Oh, okay. He takes it upstairs.
Thank you.
She comes back down. She's like, "Oh, no problem. Especially after what you did last night. After you did a few nights ago, I believe you might have overpaid slightly. So we'll say this is making it even."
So how much is Gub keeping?
Yeah, that's the
Nothing.
question. Nothing.
Yeah, because I'm not Gub.
Sorry, how much does Grog make?
I made 19 gold or 19 copper.
Made 19.
I'll keep 10. I'll keep 10. I'm
That's
happy
fair.
with that.
Keep the lion's share.
If you guys I'm assuming you
Yes,
told me
I
when you
announced
came
that
back, like you'll
Yeah.
get half.
Yeah, I
That-
mentioned I told you, and then I went to the to get the vegetables.
I'm not in it for the money, just to spread his holy name.
But money is good.
But money is good.
It does help you buy for booze.
Exactly.
What was as one of the patrons goes, "What's the salad bar for?" "Oh no, that's just if you wanted any tonight, please feel free to grab some. It's on the house. Just you can't leave with it. You
Yes!
can't leave with it."
I'm gonna grab a radish and just eat it. Just
There you
eat.
go.
Actually,
There you go.
radish. Yes.
Oh,
Can I get a potato?
Yeah,
I also
absolutely.
want a radish.
Can't leave with it. You have to eat it here.
I feel, considering my accent, I'm obligated to have potato.
I agree.
Fair enough.
You never
yeah.
know when there might be a famine.
Yes.
We can't take it with him. He's got to eat it tonight.
Well, can you
Unless the
deep
famine
fry?
is tonight, it's not doing him any
Can you
good.
chop it up and deep fry it for me? Thanks, lass.
Sure, that'll be a copper.
Certainly.
Takes your copper.
Yeah, I'll pay
She
for
does it.
I'll pay for my food, but
Yeah, she makes hash browns out of it.
Nice. I like
There you
hash browns.
She even puts it with a side of rock.
I'm
Hell yeah.
not a fan of
Rock salt. You get salt.
I don't like American hash browns. Australian ones
Okay.
for me. There is a difference.
I mean, all it is just she shreds it, and then she cooks them.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it's a good thing these are Skystead hash browns, not American.
Yeah, she makes a baked potato then, or she can chop them up into chunks and fry them that way. How's
How
that?
do they do hash browns in Australia?
I don't know. I just tried the ones over when I was over there, and I didn't find any that I actually enjoyed. Don't know what the difference was.
I mean, you could have just been to places that have bad hash browns.
I was gonna say, this sounds like you just went to some place with bad hash browns,
Yeah,
because
in
I
a-
have found nothing about Australian
Yeah.
hash browns.
It's the
In and
same.
out sucks. It really does. No, not In and Out. IHOP. In and Out sucks as well, but IHOP sucks.
IHOP, I could see.
Yeah.
Not being good.
I swear I got a shot of metal in one of them.
Yeah, because really they're just like French fries to me.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. The night comes to a close as people begin going back to their home.
Sweet.
how many nights did we pay for rooms for?
One.
You might want to pay for a second one.
How much was it? 1 silver?
Yep.
I'll use my earnings for the night to pay for a room.
John's got me covered. I was staying with him.
I have no more money. I'm too sick to pay. You pay tonight, and we can cover it in a week or a day with whatever happens.
I'm sure I
You
can
can-
catch up.
Grog, would you like to split a room again?
Why not?
All right,
I got 5 copper.
I'll go buy it.
And sorry, you and your little one, for the work you've done tonight. Rooms on the house as always.
Thank you. We'll actually be heading out tonight. I don't know when I'll be back.
Oh. Will you be needing breakfast before you go, or are you guys just going to be heading out?
Guys?
Breakfast!
I thought we were going in the morning.
Well, I can wake you up early.
Breakfast.
Oh, I
breakfast,
misheard you then,
breakfast.
Zane. I thought you said we were heading out tonight.
No. Saying, are we staying for breakfast?
Yeah, he did say we were leaving tonight, but I assumed
Wait.
it was after.
You
right?
did.
You did
missed
say
it.
that.
Okay.
I
okay.
just assumed it was like after tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, then what I meant to say was yes. Leave it out.
Okay.
Now I see how it came out. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just said after weird. It
Yeah,
came out.
I'll have breakfast whipped up for you when you come down. You can. I'll grab something easy to travel.
Thank you.
Yes, should be easy enough. Hope everyone likes biscuits.
Yes.
As long as we've got the gravy to go with it.
It's hard to travel with the gravy, and I'm not giving you any of my bowls.
It's fine.
Fair enough.
I can make some gravy on the way. Also, can I take
Yeah.
some... Can I take like
You want some goblin gravy?
I was gonna say, can I take like some of the vegetables?
Yeah, and put them in your jar.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely
Yeah.
in my jar.
The
Can't
tomatoes.
keep them. You have to eat them.
I am eating them. They just have to ferment.
Nope, that's keeping. That's the same reason they cannot. You can't keep the potato and turn it into vodka. Eat
Yeah,
the
it requires
potato.
this killing.
How much for the food to keep in my jar?
How much are you taking?
Maybe a radish and a potato. What else? What other vegetables were there?
Lettuce.
Nah, I don't want lettuce.
Uh,
That's just water.
Yeah, green is what food eats.
it's crunchy water.
I don't want that.
That's all he bought. He did buy a couple apples.
Oh, definitely an apple.
Okay. Call it a copper.
Oh, I can do that. I'll just give her a copper.
He wheels the salad bar back behind the bar. I guess I have to figure out something. So you guys like hear her mumbling to herself about all the produce that she bought. It's like, God, what am I going to do with all this?
Is that what people do here? They mumble about produce.
Well, she's more like speaking as she's wheeling it back to the bar. She's like, God, I'm well overstocked on this stuff. I was really hoping to be able to use it tonight.
Rude. Rude.
But yeah, you guys head to bed. It's a nice enough sleep, comfortable bed. It's warm. As you guys wake up, you guys are each awoken of, come on, don't dilly dally, as she's like hammering a pot with a spoon. Come on, if you're not getting out of bed, you might as well pay for the next night.
Is there can I smell food?
Yeah, you do.
Oh yeah. I'm out of bed. Time
Okay,
for
she's
food.
just dong 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 dong. Come on, you've got 5 minutes before I surcharge you the morning.
Yeah, I'm up. I'm up. I'm awake. I'm awake. I'm used to getting up early.
Stairs. You guys one by one, gathering your things, arming up, head downstairs. She has a set of biscuits. She has some cooked meats that should be easy enough to travel with. They're not particularly greasy. You should be able to kind of eat them on the road fairly easily. And then she has a few hash browns that, have been able to do that. She also has a couple fried radishes that have been wrapped up. She's got, she basically used the produce from last night for this. That's what she did.
Oh yeah.
She has a little bit of meat in there too, but it's mostly a couple biscuits, radishes, and potatoes.
Well,
I'll eat half of it. Half of it's going in the jar.
Okay.
I've been low on mush for too long.
Mush for me, mush for Big Rock.
Need to start restocking.
We need to figure out rules for how much mush you have someday. Like how that works.
everything he puts in counts as like 4 rations or something, or 4 uses, and maximum of 20 in a jar.
No.
And each
If
time
you
you
want, I could just keep track of what I've put in, and then
Sure. And after an appropriate amount of time, just turn that into an appropriate amount of mush.
yeah.
Yes.
Do you see my look at my sheet? Do you see where it says mug? I bought that with the intention of being a jar because they didn't have like a jar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want me to just rename that jar and just put whatever's in it in there?
Yeah, just mush jar and just put stuff in it. That's
yeah.
fine. It'll also
But-
be fun to like remember what you've put in it from
Yeah,
years
yeah.
ago.
Ox, on our way out, can I stop by and buy furs?
What kind of furs?
Whatever the local trade is.
Well, they've got elk. They've got a couple beaver.
Whatever I can make the most money off of.
You have.
I'm willing
you
to
have-
spend 2 gold.
roll me business. uh. Okay. They have a bunch of raccoon pelts. You think you can probably make the most money on those?
All right.
Uh,
Star, if I buy these pelts, can I keep them on your cart?
No problem.
Okay, we'll say for 2 gold.
I could just put 2 gold's worth of raccoon pelt.
Hold on. We'll say it's 11 raccoon pelts.
Okay.
And we'll say every 4 of them it has 1 bulk.
Okay.
If it's under that, it's just considered light.
Those are fucking heavy pelts.
It's not just about weight; it's about how bulky it.
Bulk's
Oh,
mostly
we'll
about
see.
weight.
What's that?
Bulk's mostly about weight.
A short sword is one bulk. A great sword is one bulk.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
They're on Star's cart.
Can't wait to steal that cart. Gonna have a badger come out and steal that cart.
Badger, badger, badger,
What
badger.
would a badger want with it?
Cart
The
things.
pelts. The
Badger
pelts.
things.
It would want dead animal fur, no meat.
It can chew on that, just like you can chew on a leather shoe.
Okay.
It's gonna go past a bear and a bunch of people.
Yeah, it wants those pelts. It's like, hey guys, look, I'm just a badger. It's I don't give a fuck.
I'm just here for the pelts. Let's be honest.
I'm a badger. We know how this works. It's fine. This is your badger tax.
I cave his skull
How much
in.
is a net? How much is a net?
The taxman is a badger. The taxman is a badger.
I like it.
How much is a nelt? Bob. A net is 20 gold.
Just a net? What
A
kind of
n-
fucking net is this?
You sure that's not like a hooker called Annette?
Well, that might be Pathfinder 1.
Are you sure there's not just the weapon net?
No, I think that's Pathfinder 1. So that's very inflated prices.
Yeah.
What kind of net you trying to get?
Hold on. That net would be more than half plate.
Nets are expensive.
I want some.
Rope
I
is-
want netting to put on over my cart.
Oh, okay. So like, just to kind of hold it all down well and everything.
Yeah, and to discourage something to quickly nab something off.
What is rope cost? I think it's 50 feet of rope for one rope.
Yeah.
There we go. Rope. Rope. 5 silver.
We'll call it.
Ope.
We'll call it. It's worked. Call it. It's 5 silver. It's fine.
Okay.
I could
kind of
chip in the
tightly-
silver since you're
it's
letting me use it. Too.
Fairly tightly woven meshing that can lay over top of it to kind of keep something from easily being snatched out.
Okay, I will tack that over cart.
Do you hear what I said?
Tax?
Are there not any
It's been like
tax
tie,
and adventures path?
tie it down.
Tie it to the rope or tie it to the wheels makes sense.
Mm. Wheels after is then.
Wouldn't be able to roll if you
Go.
tied it to the wheels.
Tied to the linkage going to the wheel. Fuck you, Ox.
It's fine. No, it's fine. In that, they can get you the equipment you need for that. It's fair. They get you a couple little metal hooks that you can put, like 4 of them. It just kind of like lays over them, and if you tried to quickly rip it off, it would catch those hooks.
I could chip in a silver since you're letting me cart.
I'll use that silver to get the hooks.
Okay, those are expensive. It's got like a combination lock of hooks now. That's the only way to get them off. You can still lift up the back to get at things, but nobody's taking that thing off
I feel like that was a mistake, but I'll go with it.
quickly. I think he's just keeping the silver, and he's just
No,
Yeah.
from you. We just got a padlock number lock padlock for our cart that no one can take off. I'm fine with it. Or Star's car, not cart.
All right, let's head out.
There you go.
Uh,
It's got one lock on it, so that rope is not leaving. There's one of those weird padlocks that you don't know the combination, so figure it out.
Thieves' tools. That's the combination.
Thieves' tools would help you unlock it without the combination.
You just said we don't have the combination.
Yeah, you just try all 3 digits in every sequence.
No, what you do is you get a small shim of metal from your thieves' tool, put it down beside the
this isn't
tumbler.
a master lock.
Yeah, I know, and you turn it until you feel the thing, and then you know the combination, and you just go along.
Yeah, it's fine.
Or
Yeah, you can get one.
yeah,
of
what
those,
brand
it's
of lock is it? Is it a master lock? Because then we can go. It's got
It's
a.
in some language you don't understand.
What brand of locks do they have in Skystead Ox? I'd like to know.
Bricks. Yeah,
What are our options here?
Lock.
I spend a lot of time watching lockpicking videos.
A lock I have. That's the brand.
I like it.
This is the one lock I have.
You watch
So
Lockpicking Lawyer?
I don't have any other locks, so that's the brand. Okay. You guys head out. It's easy enough to travel. It's not a big deal. So
We tell the wizard we're going north.
Can we take a quick break?
no. Yeah, it's fine.
Actually, I wouldn't mind getting some lunch real quick
Yeah, if we need to take a little bit longer break here, that's a good place
I'm
to
back
do it.
in a minute.
and take Kelsey to get some lunch as well. So yeah.
All right.
Okie dokie. Be right back.
All right. Okay, so
Every time.
like, so as I was saying, walking on the road is not difficult. You just can do it. It's just a question of if there's anything you guys are looking for or trying to do along.
Just keeping our eye out for this, for anyone who looks like they might be a baronet.
Okay.
Do we look like a band of bandits as we're walking down the road?
Yeah.
With a cart?
Yeah.
Bandits usually carry cart?
You are a bunch of non-uniformed armed men of ra- ranging races. One could perceive you as bandit.
Maybe we're just in a polyamorous relationship and we all love each other very much.
The perception is the more relevant part here.
Yeah, my perception's a +6. What about it?
You know what? No, you look like fine, upstanding young gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I feel better
Have
now.
you seen my profile picture? I'm smiling. I'm fine.
Me and Levias actually stack up, so we just look like a human. We wear a big trench coat.
And me and Star stack up. Star sits on my shoulders, obviously. And then we just look like a really big orc. So really, we're just an orc and a normal person.
And then I get on top of Star Shoulders, and we're just a really fucking tall thing. I don't know what we would
Are
be.
we just gonna be doing the 3 trench coats thing? Is that what's happening here?
Oh, we're just walking.
Muppet Man.
You're the one that profiled us.
Okay. Okay. I wasn't expecting you all to go this way about it, so I'm having to make some edits. So give me just a moment.
Take as much time as you want, man. We're not gonna rush you.
So, tell me about yourselves. I can't remember about me.
I like to
wrote
think
this
that's
big
okay.
long backstory, and I wrote my memoirs, and I just forgot to read them. I totally read them. Trying to see if there's anything you all want to talk to each other.
So when we come across this baronet, who's gonna do the talking?
Well, to be fair, you're the one that have met them and you know what you're talking about.
What?
Talking about the orcs.
Yeah.
Maybe you could tell us a bit about them. Well, you haven't told us much other than the fact they're
Yeah,
traitors.
so I went to their camp with the old man town. They lived in Leather Tent. According to what he said, they only come around these parts once a year. Stay for a few weeks, maybe a month. Trade, and then they leave.
Did you get anything from them?
Traded for this, and I hold up the scaly skin.
That's good.
Um,
Hopefully,
but,
hopefully they haven't seen something like that, and showing them that the orcs do have value will help.
but I did tell the orcs about the coming war party,
I don't suppose I
and
can
they
have a look
said
at this
they
and try
sure.
identify it. Would I have any chance, Ox?
Yeah, roll me a knowledge nature.
But they said they will fight to the death. They're not planning.
You have no idea.
Yeah, fair enough. I was outside more killing the things. Dad was the one who was tanning them.
Well, it's
That's
more of
good.
like you can recognize that this is a good quality leather. As far
Mhm.
as what beast it is, you just have no idea.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But yeah, the orcs aren't gonna budge. So it's either we stop them here, or they try and slaughter the.
Well, then better do some good talking. I have to say, if anyone is best for this, I think it might be you, Star.
Hopefully, he'll listen to an orc.
Could we perhaps play the card of having you pretend to be from the encampment? If this is a baronet, him seeing someone dressed like yourself might convince him that they're civilized people.
Yeah, that could
Mike,
always work. It's hard that you see civilized orcs wandering around dressed like him. Usually the ones out wild are the roving ones, so if we can convince him, then yeah, might work.
How evident is Star's elven heritage? Could it be mistaken for a human?
No.
I think the thing to keep in mind though is that his orc heritage is
Is
very prevalent.
yeah, his orc heritage is the dominant part,
Yes.
if only because of the green skin.
But what I'm saying is, PC Star, and if he thinks it's a tribe of orcs and elves, he's already racist. You think he's gonna want to let them go? If he has a prejudice against orcs, elven heritage doesn't really help.
His
um,
prejudice might just be that of a man who's never met an orc.
uh, why don't we scout out ahead? If it's a large enough band, we may want to go back and let the orcs know. But
Oh,
if it's just him and a couple of guys, if it comes down to it, I'll fight.
the orcs know. I told them. They said regardless, they're gonna fight to the death. They're not leaving.
They might want to set up better defenses if they know that they're outnumbered.
I let them know that it's very much like they said
Anyway,
they're fighting.
but if we are severely outnumbered, I may want to avoid them completely.
Now, we've actually started heading down the road already, haven't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Always.
What we probably should have done before we left was like tell the rest of the townsfolk don't join up with this militia, because if they're coming to drum people up to do it,
They seem to be all under the impression that they aren't going to do that. I
yeah.
mean, the barkeep and the lumberjack both said that the orcs only bring good things.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
I think the town are all in an understanding that these orcs are not in
That's right.
fact bad.
Yeah.
If they do, it'll be because they don't have much of a choice under the law.
Which is what Daniel, son of Daniel, seemed to say, is that if the baronet chooses to pick a fight, then they're just kind of screwed.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what we can do.
Well, where's Sylvester when you need it? Just shoot him from a mile away.
Hmm.
It's really, and that's a dead baronet.
I mean, you guys did kill a king in the last game.
So we're downgrading by killing Baron's
Baronet
nephews.
killing
We got standards.
someone's nephew. Yeah.
Regicide.
We only kill royalty.
Oh,
Father,
shit.
brothers, cousins, former roommate.
And they were roommates.
So, should we roll like a sneak check or something to?
Well, if you want, I can
I was
go ahead.
I was hoping the two sneaky guys would.
Team Sneaky.
So we're doing a scout ahead situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
God damn! I
Alright.
got to change the fucking map again. Although that worked out so well last time. Fucking nailed.
What do you have to do?
Hmm.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Okay. I am all set. Okay. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, I don't have any stealth checks yet. Okay. 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 So how far ahead are you guys going from the group? I should have asked that before y'all left.
4 days.
Like,
Um,
4 days ahead.
okay.
I'm out.
I'd say 30, 40 minutes would be a safe bet. So they don't see them.
Minutes. Okay.
Well, that's my take. There are two
It,
people.
it depends. How hilly is the area? Like,
It's
is it
like so
pretty
there is a
flat?
road that goes through, but there's pretty dense like evergreens that grow on either sides of the road. We're still in the hills. There are mountains nearby. You can see the mountain range.
Mm.
So this is rough terrain, although the road has been kind of carved in the best path to take.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd probably say only a couple of minutes, maybe, if that.
I was
Ahead,
gonna
so
say, I'm thinking like 10 minutes then.
yeah.
I was thinking it was flat. That's my bad.
Okay. Um. Okay. So, yeah, you guys travel for, until you get into kind of a little bit into the evening.
All right, now that they're ahead of us by another 10 minutes, we take off the other way.
we we set up an ambush here.
We set up an ambush.
For when
To
they
ambush
return.
them when they come back
We
to
have
tell
these
us.
traders.
To take their
Um,
money.
And
Can
their
I get
XP.
perception checks from one of the scouts and then do an aid action for the
I can perceive.
I'll aid. I have to roll for an aid in this one,
Yeah,
right?
you gave it to
Yeah.
him, so +2. You have to break 10. Okay, so is that with the +2?
No.
Okay, so that is a critical success.
That's a 24.
You have with a
He has 24 with the plus.
correct. That is a critical success. So,
Nice.
because you broke it by 10, correct? Or
I
is
don't
it
know.
5?
It's 10.
It's 10.
It's 10,
It's
you're-
10.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know
so
what the
it's
DC
it
is
was
for 10.
either way. I was just wanting to make sure there's not. Okay. So you see a ways in past the there's a frozen water, like kind of where the river goes, and past the shore of that you see a camp being set up as a fire has been struck. They set up early, to not be caught out when there's no light as the night starts to come. Um, from here, you can see a number of figures, although without getting closer, this is kind of what you're stuck with at the moment. You can see a few horses, but you can see the gleaming of, from what sun remains, you can see the gleaming of armor shining like out to you. One of them is a heavy silver. One of them is a very very vibrant like steel iron, like non-corroded at all. So one is more of like it has more of a white to it, whereas one of them has more. And then there's like the sheen of another knight that has like a more corroded iron armor. And then you also see a set of like some black shiny pauldrons, maybe. It might not be metal, but it just stands off, and it's kind of obfuscated just by the distance. As a small amount of snow is kind of coming in, but it's apparent. Like you can definitely tell. So at this point, you can see 4 figures, with about 5 horses.
Mm-hmm. Well, that math's clearing that up.
We should probably go back and approach them friendly.
Mm-hmm. So there was 4 guys, all fairly well armored, kind of
Yeah.
knights, or a guy and his 3 knights or something like that. Yeah, okay.
Do you want? Are you gathering the group to move close?
Yeah, we'll scuttle back and
Okay.
find everyone.
Just so that we can get a better idea of what's going on, I'm going to move you guys on to the back, because with that, you've got enough information to at least be able to give them a layout.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are in the northwestern corner.
Is that a frozen river?
It is.
Ooh.
Interesting.
So shout out
We made
to
it that
Fantasy
far down.
Atlas. What's that?
Is this where the waterfall was on the large map, or is this a different one?
No, this is a much smaller one. That one's like a
Okay.
huge waterfall that doesn't freeze unless like deep into winter. This is just kind of like a small cliff
small
that
river.
kind of shoots it down. Yeah.
We should just approach his friendlies,
there-
right?
Is there a bridge somewhere?
No, it's just frozen water. Oh, like is that further south.
Because the path, yeah,
They're
I'm
not
confused as
camping
to-
on the road. They're camping by they pulled off of the path.
Okay,
We only see 3 people.
4. This guy's a person.
this guy.
Oh, okay. He was hard to see. Okay.
I'll make him bigger.
Too big. Too
Ah!
big.
They have a
Hold
giant.
on. So just so that for when you guys approach, these are the characters who are here.
I just zoomed in and then you made
That's
it big. So I couldn't
totally John from Ruby. On the left.
I like how it looks like the one girl is holding a horse in her hand. That's her weapon.
That's
All right.
She looks like Kali from Kaya from Magic.
All right. Well, perhaps we should light some torches so that we don't just catch them by surprise.
I agree. About to say the same thing. I'm thinking crowd.
and the
Later.
the bridge would lead down south, and then the road would be on that southern pass down, like wraps down and around, just obfuscated by view, just by the size of the map, and then the bridge is on that side.
I just realized that the grid doesn't line up with the
Yep,
grid.
correct. I tried for like an hour, couldn't do it.
Downside
hold on,
about
this
those fantasy maps with the grids already on there.
Yeah, I might. You know what? I'm just gonna.
Can't
do
you
this.
isn't there a tool to like you highlight the grid themselves and then it aligns itself to that grid?
I don't think so.
Not on
There was
this.
last time I DM'd.
I have never seen that before.
Well, I did it this way.
That's fine. It's not like we're in a battle right now.
Yeah, I'm okay with
Right
it.
now.
So as long as you click yourself, push right click, you'll be able to drag, and you can.
Well,
see
no, because you took the. Oh, you're saying.
Yeah, if you just click yourself, right click, it'll put down a spot, and then you can drag to see how far you've got.
Doesn't work for me.
Left click your token so that you're holding it.
Yep.
Right click, and then drag.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Roll 20.
I think the only real problem is just that because the squares are bigger than us, it says that we've gone a further distance than
We'll
we
just
actually
round
have.
up. It's fine.
Well, it would be rounding down.
No, putting you basically. Yeah, that's fair. I'm just moving you around right now, Cub.
I'm
Rogue.
only moving because I'm trying to like see how Q and shit would work. That was all. I wasn't actually trying to move.
That's fine.
Yeah. So we're gonna.
Bless you.
Why don't we head towards that south bridge so that we aren't crossing over ice?
Is it cold enough for it to be real thick?
It depends on how long it's been cold for.
I don't trust it.
Well, I more don't trust that answer.
Do we
mean-
want to keep a person or two back so that if things do go south, we
Like-
can
Stay in the back.
Oh, you're
that's fine. You can stay here.
Well, you're
You're
here
an old
too, are
man.
you?
What are you gonna?
I'm the bear. I'll be with the bear.
That's fine. Elias, you seem to be good with a bow.
That I am.
I think you staying on the side of the ice would probably help. That way, if they tried to chase you down, they might be dealing with a more slippery surface.
Well, that was the plan.
And Morik, maybe you could ooh, actually I don't know if it'd be a good sight seeing a goblin and an orc approach alone.
That's probably fair, Zane.
Does that mean you want to stay back, or do
I
you
don't
want to go
want to
without?
I don't want to stay back, but I'm just trying to think of who would be best if we needed to ambush, and it seems like Levias and Morik would be. I'd prefer to be up there talking so that if things broke out, I wouldn't have to run as far to start hitting.
So, just to kind of double check on this one, but you're advocating attacking one of the lords or relatives of the lords of this land.
I am not advocating for it. I'm advocating for self-defense. If they start attacking us, I'm gonna defend myself.
See, that I can live with.
I think Morik, you should come with us.
Alright.
Levias, you stay here with the old man, and if they start attacking, then feel free to fire down a hail of arrows.
I only have a crossbow.
That's fine. You can just shoot crossbow bolts. No, only have a. I don't have any bolt.
Mm-hmm.
Is everyone good with this plan?
Mm-hmm.
What little we have of it, yes.
Star, do you want to try doing the whole you're a part of the orcs thing, or
If I do that, I'd like to have all of us ahead. If they start attacking as soon as I say something like that, I don't want to be another body for them to count.
well, if we're going off of the fact that they're already attacking these orcs merely due to bigotry, uh, not to offend you, but I don't think that they would that you telling them that you're a part of a band would affect them one way or the other.
How far away are you guys currently looking, by the way?
We're probably up on near kind of here, the ridge area.
200 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys do get semi, like basically where the forest ends. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, there's no time like the present.
Right.
I light the torch.
So you guys walk around to the bridge and light it,
Yeah.
or are you guys gonna go across?
I'd rather not seem like we're coming out of the woods.
Okay,
that's
so
fair.
you guys walk around to the like walking down. As you guys pass the bridge, Levias, you notice that it looks like a somebody who is significantly less armored. He looks like a bowman, maybe a tracker or a guide. He does have a bow slung over his shoulders, but he has noticed you all. Is not trying to reveal himself in a loud path. He seems like shocked, like, oh shit, there's people here. Like, oh god.
Surprise.
Just so you're aware. Okay, as you guys walk past, as you guys enter along the southern route here, kind of begin making your way down this little.
Well, not Levias.
Not Levias?
Wasn't
He
he
stayed
going
back
on?
here, main.
Yeah, on the opposite side of the ice.
And didn't bring the cart. Wouldn't have brought the cart.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be kind of
So
obvious.
Jermaine, is Baloo coming with you or no?
Huh? No, Blue's also over there.
Okay.
It's
Gotcha.
it's enough that we have two greenskins. I don't need the bear to come.
That's fair. Okay.
Plus, he can help protect uh
Them if they get
Jerry.
somebody if they get close. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
good. Good point.
You have a
Geriatric.
torch stroke as you guys begin kind of walking down. As this guy is just kind of going to move forward as they all kind of stand up. It looks like they were sitting, kind of maybe cooking a little bit. As they all kind of stand up, except for the one in the back over there. As you approach, they don't have swords drawn. Even though that one guy definitely has a sword drawn on his token, but don't worry about that. The only one who has his hands on his hip is the man who's approaching.
Good ho!
Hello, friends. Brings you to our campsite.
Well, we heard about a baronet going into town. We were hoping to meet him before we head on to Redmont.
Roll me a diplomacy, if you don't mind.
We're not
We weren't
helping
going to
to
be in
hunt.
town.
We're not.
We weren't going to be in town for the arrival, so
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
right. I apologize. We ran into some other folk earlier, and it's been a travel. I'll tell you that. It's nice to meet you. Second Lieutenant Henrik of House Rowler. Nice to meet you all.
Star. Are you the baronet?
No, personal guard are assigned as his guard this time. He's the man over there, as he motions to the kid, the young
Which-
adult.
This one?
This one.
That is a
Care-
black lady.
Would you care if we shared your fire?
I don't see why not. Just keep your hands off your weapons, and we should be fine. While you come peacefully, and I do appreciate that. Once again, we're a little on edge right now. I'm afraid the other two, as he motions to kind of the other, looks more like a squire, like a much less well-armed man, maybe his sword bearer behind him, and the baronet. He goes, they don't have as much training, so they might be a little jumpy at first.
Of course. We wouldn't want to scare your greenhorns, as it were.
Walk up.
Lord Baronet, travelers, they were hoping to find you on your way up, but it seems that they have caught you on their way to Redmont. If you don't mind, they shall join us by the fire. I don't see why not. It should be fine. It's it's not like it's anything we can't handle. And plus, I love hearing stories.
Good.
As
I'm quite the storyteller.
Yeah.
These two can attest.
He is quite.
well,
I moved my character over by the fire.
I'm also going to do that.
Put another log on the fire.
Squire's gonna go back here and tend to the
Pull out a flask and offer them some. Drink.
He reaches over and goes, "Of course." As he takes a swig and he goes and passes it over to the lady. As the baronet reaches his hand, slaps his hand, and goes, "Maybe in a few years. We don't even know if you know how to handle your booze, let alone on some this." He goes, "Henrik, that's not the case. I've drank many times in my father's hall, and this is different. This is your first time on the field. Be safe, be careful, be wary."
That's why I only carry the flask.
Maybe it would steady my nerves. So over and hands it to the lady as she takes a swig. So, where did you all say you're from?
Oh,
She
we were just.
hands it back. As she goes to
oh.
hand it back, she reaches over to the baronet, hands it to him, as he's sticks his tongue out at Henrik, takes a drink.
What was the name of the town that we were at before? I'm sorry.
Sky
Oh,
said.
Skystead.
We were just at Skystead, and we're heading from there to Redmont. That's how we knew you were coming. You guys have a sign posted up
Oh, the courier must have delivered it. Oh, good. There hasn't been any trouble there recently, have there?
No, I was actually curious about that. Why are you going after the orcs?
We have reports of a raiding party, so we figured this would be a good attempt. It should be a small one, so should be easy to spot,
We
especially with
were
a few extra hands.
we were just there, and seems that the town likes the orcs. Does
They
not?
seem
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Grolf.
uh, they seem less like a raiding party. They're more of a trading caravan. They seem to come with goods and such. Why don't you show them what you had gotten from them more?
Oh, I traded something I made for this.
He reaches his hand out. And,
As his arm goes up as he's stretching, it's like, that's the signal! Dum, dum, dum.
Sackum! Come out, you little prowler! The man you saw earlier comes out. Any idea what this is? Kind of walks up and goes, my apologies. It's nice to meet you all. Uh, if I'm honest, it's some kind of either crocodile or a large snake. Hard to tell. Do you by chance have any of the bones?
No, I just traded for this. This is what they get. All I know is it's some reptile.
It's good quality. Here you go.
Thank you.
Whoever
Uh,
tanned it did a well job.
there were some wolves that had taken out some people. Did manage to kill them,
Hmm.
but we were actually investigating an attack that happened somewhat near Redmont.
Redmont, you say?
Yeah.
Little Redmont.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh, uh,
Can you be more specific, perhaps?
uh, happened a few months ago. Man said his son was even taken. We're hoping to investigate that. Maybe the two things might be aligned. But he said that they were attacked by humans.
Humans. I mean, there are a number of brigands throughout the world. Did any more information come down? Or sorry, did any more information come down?
Uh, they seemed armed, and well prepared. Uh, it's hard to know much without examining the scene. That's why we were heading there.
Armed men. They could just be brigands. What's so important about this? Did somebody pay you to find their child?
Yes.
A hefty sum.
Oh, Christ, the child's been taken. Well, I hope you find him. Or them. That was me making the mistake. Not
Uh,
me correcting it as in character.
should you find that the orcs aren't attacking, what do you plan to do?
Signet! As she goes, my name's Hawthree, and you don't have to call me Signet. We're not in the middle of battle, thank you. As she stands up and she pulls out a scroll, as she pulls out, there might be an error in the mistake, but I mean, there are reports of attack. And you say they're being peaceful? You are saying they're being peaceful?
I can promise you they were peaceful. They welcomed me, a complete stranger, and traded with me.
How interesting.
And the lumberjack and the owner of the local tavern said that they come around once a year to trade.
It's weird that we have never had any reports. It is very as she kind of pauses and kind of looks away as Henrik goes. As he just kind of like scratches and kind of like looks away at the dirt as the young boy says, my father sent us here to kill a raiding party. I see it as if there is no raiding party, then we shouldn't be okay. You don't know your father then when he gives these kinds of tasks. I think I know my father well enough, thank you. Kind of. I don't think you do, boy. I don't think you. You said you spoke to these orcs.
Yes. Well, there was a translator. I don't speak Orcish myself, but they were very welcome.
And did you speak to them? As he points to you, you two specific two greenskins. Star.
I, I spoke with the locals from the area, but not the orcs themselves.
Same situation for me.
The only threat to that town was the wild. There's no raiding parties going.
Do you think perhaps it could have been a different party of orcs? I'm not too sure how common they are to the area.
Would you mind if I see the orders?
He looks to the baronet. Fine, I don't see why not. If we've been given bad orders, I'd rather be correct. As Signet hands it over to you.
I look it over.
So it's it's basically orders that there have been multiple attacks on the town of Sky by a greenskin raiding party. It is believed orcs have set up a camp in the area. Your job is to terminate them.
Are there typos?
No.
Is there bad kerning?
Slightly.
Is there anywhere that like looks like a word could be another word?
No.
Okay.
It's written by somebody whose job would be to write these things.
I don't know. Maybe they were drunk that day.
And they were. I was about to say they were not.
Happens to everybody. Is it dated?
Yes, it's dated about a month and a half.
Month and a half ago. The orcs weren't even there.
And there is the name Signet Olven, so Olvon Varmunds.
Alvin and the
I'm writing that down real quick
Mm-hmm.
before we move on. Fuck.
Are you reading this out loud, Star?
As I'm reading, I'm like, no typos. No, it seems fine. A month and a half ago. Doesn't that sound right? The arcs wouldn't have been there. What was the name again? Sorry.
Signet Olven Varmund. Olvon. If you don't mind, may I take a walk? And the boy kind of looks and squints and goes, fine, and I'm guessing you would like some company. If you don't mind, that'd be great.
I hand him back his orders.
Signet walks up. Friends, I need some air to clear my mind. Would you mind joining me for a moment?
Cease.
Yep.
Cease.
Okay. Did you miss the dialogue between him and the baronet?
He was talking.
He goes.
He wants. Okay, so the guard wants to talk to us.
I could use some air to clear my head.
Gotcha.
Goes, and I'm guessing you would want company with this as well. Like he has the agitation and he knows what's.
It's like mommy and daddy are going to go talk in a different room, and he's upset about it. I gotcha.
Yes, if you don't mind. I'm going to take a walk to ponder this. Friends, would you mind? Would you mind walking with me while food is prepared?
Sure.
Of course.
Great.
I shoot the baronet.
Guys.
That'd be a time to do it.
I know, right? Distract her. Nah, I don't. Lawful noodle.
Oh,
Fireball.
are we shooting? Shoots one of
It's
the
the
horses.
it's the orcs.
All right.
Oh
Our
God, it's
plan worked.
It's the raiding party. Quick!
I think honestly, I think the three of us would probably say that if that happened. Oh no, they must be part. Kill them!
And then you'd hear Star go, Blue, run.
Look
We
into
saw
my
a
eyes.
we saw a random bear
Run.
there.
I'll meet you in the forest later. Ooh, furs! Yeah.
Oh, wow,
I-
we found this whole cart. They must have been traveling with
Uh,
these.
I'll claim this. You can have whatever in their pockets.
Oh, funny. That's fine.
You'll have to
John's
forgive me.
character dies because he wasn't here.
You'll have to forgive me. There are certain things that he is obligated to do that being spoken. I'm given more liberty. I believe this may be I believe removing this orcish raiding party may be for a more militarized outpost to be set, guys. If these are not false reports, but blatantly incorrect due to timing, otherwise, it's very obvious no one was spoken to in the town. Or if they were, something else. Now, I cannot belay my order. I will be going to that town. However, if we can convince the orcs to leave and have an understanding to not return until someone on the village's side contacts them, that could allow the next interaction to go peaceful. But whatever military posts they stand up there are more than likely retirees from Casley Hole, and they do a lot of fighting with the Wildfall, as these orcs would be established at, and more than likely they would be attacked on sight. Not for being orcs, but for being of that culture, which would be apparent, I'm assuming, by the clothing.
People of
If,
Skystad won't like this.
If you do go and actually maybe speak with the orc, you should speak to the old man who lives and I'll give him the direction for the guy's house in town.
Down the street on the left, third house on the right.
He seems to be the mediator for the orc. Well, at least he trades with them whenever they're here.
Right. I'm assuming I couldn't pay you to come with me then.
Sorry, these people are peaceful. They haven't done anything.
It's not for fighting. I need somebody who can communicate better than them, or better with them. It's very obvious this one is quite gifted in persuasion, by the way he carries himself.
Oh, I thought it was just the fancy clothes.
It might be easier for them to hear from their own kind the situation.
Star.
I do like doing good deeds, but we are currently on a job. What are we talking about with pay?
I have on me currently probably somewhere around 16 gold I could throw your way. If it goes well. I'm not asking you to kill any.
I could do this.
Fuck.
Did you not want me to come?
No, I'm thinking of the situation.
You want to fuck?
Yeah, that was all
It
this
seems,
money.
it seems God has told me that he really doesn't want you to go back.
No.
It's like shit. I thought they were just gonna leave.
Okay. Fred with us tonight. We'll break down camp. We should be able to get there tomorrow if we ride our horses away. I will not try to keep you long.
It may be wise that we go ahead of you. The orcs have already been given a warning that there may be people looking for their heads.
Just give us a couple hours.
Yeah, we just need like an extra hour of time to at least explain the new situation.
You
You
try
know,
convincing his lordship that.
just walk slowly into town.
You could delay
We have
breaking down camp.
horses.
We could always leave earlier in the morning.
We'll pass you if we ride our horses away.
Want us to steal your horses?
You come back and there's an arrow in each of the horses' heads.
How far of a walk
No.
is it to Skystead?
It was a
About
day's walk.
Yeah.
We ride, we'll be exhausted, but we could get there tonight, or probably by sun up.
Let Zakon know that what you're doing. Take it while we sleep on his watch.
Will do. Um,
I cannot promise that the Baronet will not be unamused.
Does he seem like a reasonable young lad?
If all things go well, hopefully.
And I'm sure you could explain it to him.
Still trying to convince a child how the world, and he has it in his head that he's the authority here, and I am his actuator.
You cut out for about half of that.
He is still the highest authority in this area currently, to my knowledge, and I am his actuator of his.
don't worry about it. I'll just let him know tomorrow that I saved his life.
Sounds good. Very well. Break bread tonight.
Sounds good.
Morik.
Yeah.
You mind letting Levias and Jerry know?
Yeah, I can do that.
Thanks.
You have other friends out here?
Just
Precautions.
Just in case it was a bigotry thing. We had to
Yeah.
make sure.
Yeah, I'll be honest, you're going to find a lot of that in Redmont if you keep. And your group is not the, shall we say, most,
Well suited.
We got a human if we need a face.
fair enough.
What, so they're not like dwarves?
Some. There's a dwarven hold here, but people are still suspicious. Karak Daldul, it does a lot of business with Stel, but not far outside of. So Redmont's bastards. I fought in a few wars with a few orcs, many races, in the last secession, and in doing that, my worldview was broken. You can't go to war and not have certain expectations. The problem is there's a number of people who are stationed in these places with war, and they're only exposed to other humankind, only fighting these wild folk. And their views are tainted. It doesn't help that Redmont's only real damn reason it still exists is for Casley Hold to keep the wilds from moving in. Anyway, I might break a bottle tonight if you want to drink a little more heavily.
Would
Crazy you have to ride tonight.
Would you be alright if we brought our friends to camp?
I assume so. I didn't tell you to stop when I asked.
Just making sure.
There's only
2 and a bear.
well, there's only 4 horses. Maybe we go.
There's 5 horses.
Maybe they don't. Oh, there is 5.
When Ox originally described everything, there was 5 horses and we could only see 4 people. That's why I went. Those numbers don't add up.
Yeah, there are 5 horses.
Okay. Just, fucking
There's 5
hate
on the
riding a
map too.
bear.
Me
Oh, I
and
see four.
Levias could probably ride with somebody.
Oh shit! That one was
The painted horse.
Yeah, I could not see that one at all.
Well, no, there's 5 horses, 5 of us.
Right. Well, I
We're
was
not
just saying, like,
stealing all of their horses, though.
We can
Yes, we
leave
are.
one for the baronet to ride on.
yeah, we could.
And what if he chooses to ride ahead by himself?
We're
Then he's-
leaving early.
He's a dead man.
Yeah. Like, the problem
Better not
isn't
be.
that we are taking their horses so that they move slower. It's that we are taking horses so that we can get
Yeah,
there
so
first.
We move
Well,
quicker.
we also were doing it so that they move slowly.
Yeah, because
True.
what if the
a bit of
Baron
both.
Baronet decides to wake up in the night and just say, our horse, we must ride to town," and goes by himself?
Or more of our horses.
I mean, sure, but we're doing a lot to make sure that doesn't happen. Like, we're taking them in the middle of the night on someone else's watch. Like,
I think it
someone who's
doesn't
in the
hurt
clan.
anything to take that extra horse. You can just take the extra horse.
Plus, we're not leaving any party members here if we take the 5th horse. That's the
Well, you can have
Fine,
multiple people ride on a
whatever.
horse. Just FYI.
I also just don't know how to ride a horse. Never ridden a horse.
Goblins have a weapon called horse choppers.
Uh,
Yeah, that's for fucking killing horses. That doesn't mean you know how to ride one.
Correct.
It means that
They
we hate
kill
them.
horses. Yeah, they
They,
don't like
they
horses.
aren't in our culture.
Yeah, it's canon that they hate horses and dogs.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Fuck goblins.
Like, I don't hate, like, Grog doesn't hate them, but he doesn't know how to ride one because they were never in his fucking culture.
He knows they
Dwarven
taste
town.
They're big, scary, and represent the people that come to kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to leave one horse, it's fine.
I'm not there, so I can't do anything.
I don't exactly know how to ride 2 horses.
One for you, one for the bear.
I just stand on with 1 foot on each horse.
Yeah.
Like Aquaman on the dolphins or whatever.
Exactly.
I was actually thinking Jean-Claude Van Damme split legs between the 2 trucks as they drive along.
My dex isn't that high.
Fair enough.
That's the only answer
fair
you could possibly give for that.
So yeah, we make whispers to the guy. And
Yep.
That's what we play.
They go over to their horses and kind of groom them down for the night as food is finished being cooked. The noble has the painted horse and he has the black horse. As you know, they're just kind of brushing them off, and otherwise they're taking care of their horses as the squire finishes making the food. He goes, I think it's about done. If you want to come on over and try it. Henrik comes over and goes, please, your guest tonight. I'll try it first to make sure it's not poison, more or less. As the squire goes, my cooking has gotten better. Has.
I
See,
want to do that now.
no, can't.
That'd be so funny.
It's better. It's definitely better. Did you put charcoal in it instead of salt? No, I put salt in it.
Instead of
Let me see
charcoal.
the bag. He comes over. It's like a chalk bag. This is. We'll have to start again. No, it's fine. As the squire eats it, because it's better than what I had at home. Oh God! And no wonder you're such a whimpering brat sometimes. As the squire kind of laughs, as he goes, "Fine, I'll cook it. If you want to try this, please be my guest." So he sets the pot aside as he starts whipping up a new meal.
Into the mush.
That's right. That's right. That's right. You got it.
Yeah, leftovers, mush
He-
material.
Those are good with mush.
He makes Newfield. he makes new like basically field rations effectively. As they are field rations. They are relatively bland, but they are hearty. A lot of calories for walking and otherwise. Um, riding, fighting to help you build on weight. As like I said, he makes it for all of you as they kind of chat as the baronet kind of. So, where are you all from? I have to admit, I'm fascinated by your stories. Please tell me, where do you come from?
I come from a little
Uh,
village down a bit further south.
I
Interesting.
come from the land down under.
I'm from Grumbledore personally.
Grumbledar. Signet, please, can you record that? Fine. Grog Grumbledar. So, what what brought you all here?
My
Well,
legs.
I mean, other than the child. Well, ugh, this one's funny. Um,
I get that a
w-
lot.
is it just this mission that you've been put on, or?
Well, when a goblin comes of age, it's his right and duty to venture forth and create stories and legends for himself, just as the goblins of old did.
I thought the goblins of old mostly raided villages.
No, that's the goblins of old. I hail my people, well, my ancestry hails from the Goblin Isles.
Ah, the Signet goes. There are some very good shipwrights there. Very crafty folk, truthfully. And the kobolds have a how else do I say this? Their engineering is something to be marveled. I believe the two races have worked well together for much time. Is that true?
From what I've heard. Truthfully, I've never been there, though I have to go one day. Mostly stories from my grandpappy and his son and his son.
So,
I love the fact
Interesting.
because of goblins, like you're talking like that. That's still probably only like 50 years ago.
No, that's you misunderstand. A while back, a bit of Duragar blood got into well my ancestry. As a result, we've aged a little bit slower than the average goblin, which is why my grandpappy, who is actually my great grandfather, is still alive to this day, although a bit senile.
So your grandpappy is the baronet speaks up. Your grandpappy's a dwarf then.
Um, half goblin, half dwarf.
Fascinating. I didn't think the two races could procreate. Hmm,
can they?
stranger things have been told. However, that would
Uh,
explain the how do I say it?
yes.
Very. I always heard they had very uh let's just say I always heard they were ugly. It's a good-looking goblin.
Thank you
Never
very
met a
much.
goblin, but good-looking goblin if I was to guess. Better than the stories. Henrik's just like doing this, like, oh dear God.
It's also how I inherited the.
So the signet goes. So you say there is a lost boy who went missing in Nordmont. Part of the signet's job is to record stories and be aware of things going on. Do you have any more information that I might be able to help you with?
Um, do we?
Well,
I mean, apparently the boy was captured by people dressing in Arcanos garb.
Interesting.
Although the boy's father claims that he hasn't a hint of magic in his blood.
As one would say if you had magic in your blood, or if you didn't. So it's a moot point. Hmm. Do you know about the time frame of this?
A few months ago. We hope to find the boy alive and bring him back to his father, but
Like snaps her fingers and walks over to her saddlebags as she starts pulling out like scrolls.
if not, he's willing to pay to be sure about whatever happened.
Was he a part of a caravan?
Yes?
Aye, that was him.
Yes, I have the report right here. It looks like the official statement on it was, though if it was Arcanos who took them, it would be reported this. It looks like it was brigands who attacked. 4 killed, 1 severely wounded, and one.
Sounds like the report.
But it says brigands. So, same thing as with the magic in the blood thing. If they are Arcanos, then that would make sense. They would not report it as such. But
Do you think it could have been the Arcanos leading some of these strikes and attacks against those with magical abilities?
no, the
Disguising it as
Arcanos isn't
orcs.
really. Well, it could be, but as Henrik goes, they work as a separate entity within our country to ensure the spreading of magic does not that magic is not used frivolously. They don't necessarily have a stake in the they don't have a stake in the squabbling of
But what
they don't step on the lords don't step on their toes, they don't step on theirs. At least it has been for to all of my understanding.
there hasn't been any cases of them just snatching people, or is it always just snatching people? You'd think that they'd need proof in trial or something like that, some kind of impeachment process.
It depends on what they think they're dealing with. If it's somebody who's practicing or trying to learn, they might have a trial and they might take them. But if they're dealing with somebody who is already quite capable, there may not be time for that thing. And if the winds of magic shift, as they call it, and they become chaotic, and the individual doesn't recognize it, well, you only have to look north for that.
What happened north? I'm
How long
not
have
from
you people
around here.
been? How long have you people been in Redmond?
I've never been.
What
Honestly,
day is it?
this is strange to me. Uh,
Lunite Castle. It was the stronghold of this place a long time ago, a few generations back, maybe. Signet goes, 72 years in 3 months and 2 days. Okay. Uh, there was a Signet. Why don't you take over? You're gonna know stories better than me. Of course. Well, a long time ago in Lunite Castle, there was a man of great respect and power. Um, but as the stories are told, those are my beliefs. But as the stories are told, um, there was a man who was doing insidious researches and as the gods returned, the magics had shifted, and he had not yet recognized. So as he continued along his path of studying the magics ever greater and greater, going into his older age, something happened. A storm. It rained for weeks and weeks, and finally it was called upon him to do something. So, as he believed it was simple rain, he began a rain. As the walls began to be flooded and the walls began to sink into the ground, he carved a ritual upon the entire length of it with some magic sheet. And as he went to the center of town and began casting the spell, the rain grew greater. And as he continued and he finished, like the snap of a finger, it burst into flame. Every bit of water that was falling from the sky changed into fire, scorching miles of earth and killing everyone there.
Fascinating.
And this was,
Terrifying, but fascinating.
and there have been other stories of magic going wild. Um, and but that is probably in this area one of the worst catastrophes. Thousands of people lost their lives in moment, burned alive. Um, while I may believe there's some slight historical alterations in there, I've seen the borderlands myself, and they are, well, the trees still don't grow, and there are still, well, what look like burned trees everywhere. We haven't, there's sent a few expeditions deeper into the city, but no one has come back. There are a few mages of the Arcanos who have gone there and said that there is a heavy magical aura still raging and that it is best to stay out. So there's a number of the Redmont Guard who do patrols around to make sure no funky business is going on. However, there is always funky business going on in Red.
That is quite a story, that one.
All this Arcana stuff is so strange to me. Uh, never hear anything like that back from.
Where are you from?
Well, it's town known as Tamaran. It's just on the outskirts of the Blue Desert. Uh, I don't know if you know, but Blue Desert was controlled by uh, uh,
Hold on. I'm making my pen. Okay, go ahead.
it was controlled by a troop of gnomes, and the only real law was to not infringe on the freedoms of others. So to say that someone couldn't do magic, uh, even with the dangers, just unthinkable.
Well, I am not a magic guy. Um, if that is where you're from, your people would know better than I. All I can tell you is that less than a century ago, Redmont lost its capital.
Would you not also say that by practicing magic, your endangerment of other people's lives infringes on their freedom to live life as they so choose?
The
Well,
baronet kind of speaks up. I mean, I don't. My father has often said he does not care about magic. He cares more about people who ignorantly push the bounds that mortal men and when that crosses into these winds of, as you all call it, uh, my father believes it's holy smiting.
See,
That's the
that's more
stories he's
something I
told
can
me,
get
at least.
behind.
Myself too. I know how much Big Rock likes to cast down those who oppress others.
He is the one who throws the first stone.
That's correct.
Henrik goes, no, but I would like to hear your thoughts on this. You come from a place where apparently magic is relatively untamed, or tamed rather.
uh, there's certainly dangers, but uh, many diviners work to assess damages, assess potential destruction. There are places you don't go, if you understand,
Sure.
but uh, others are encouraged to be careful, but uh, you wouldn't tell someone they couldn't.
And if you were to have one person to acquire so much power that an army meant nothing, would that not cause a concern?
Power means very little to gnomes. It's the experience of everything. There's enough free magic in the area that I don't think one man could have that power.
To be fair, I can agree with that statement. My parents were gnomes as well.
Both of them?
Uh,
What?
What?
Sense motive?
Feel free.
is
Deception?
What were the rules that you posted for me when it's this? Persuade. It's deception against what?
Well, that's only
Um,
deception if I'm lying.
Perception. I think so.
That's fair. Roll it, and then you can tell us if you're lying or not. They don't believe you, so. What were the rules you posted it to me before?
I mean, I probably posted to, but
You okay, Zane?
yeah, I just had a
Frog in your throat.
little bit of acid come up. Against perception.
Against perception. Okay.
I need a beer back.
Okay.
That's fine.
GR roll it, please.
I'm gonna use the bathroom while Zane's up to that.
So, what am I rolling?
Deception.
Do you want us to GR
GR
roll
roll it, yep.
perception?
I'm just going to shoot you a message real quick, Ox.
Has to work its way up.
Are you lying, DT?
No.
No. Okay, so for all the bullshitting he's done, he doesn't seem to be bullshitting right now.
I just assumed you were a halfling.
I am a halfling.
Oh, you were adopted. I'm sorry, I didn't consider.
How far south did you say you were?
Oh, quite a ways.
Oh, so far outside the reaches of the Arcanos, then.
I've never seen a gnome myself.
Kind of a
I guess
little
you're the
small
closest
hamlet.
one I will.
30, 40 of us. Of them.
All gnomes?
Yeah, mostly. A couple of humans in there who enjoyed the company. They're always good
Oh.
for a drink.
If you're still around when I retire, I'd like to take a trip there sometime.
Look for the little hamlet of Code Brigalow.
Signet, do not write that down. She's like,
Control Z, Control Z, Control Z.
give me the scroll. But it's all the blue. Copy it and give me the scroll. Zelda throws it in the fire.
Lovely little place. You should come down someday. I'd love to have. I'm sure my folks would love to have you.
I might just do that sometime. Get a vacation. God's sakes, retire. He was not lying about his parents, Logan.
Huh.
He's adopted.
All right.
It's like, well, fuck.
My first character with the party was adopted.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Well, it's been good talking to you all. I think it's time we take our night's rest. If you don't mind, I'll take with you, and we can just kind of keep that going. Baronet, you can sleep through the night. You're not used to these kinds of travels. I can take a one, and we're going to be doing something important. Go to bed. You're not my dad or keeper. No, but I am the commanding officer here, and while you may outrank me with the no, I outrank you on the field. So go to your tent.
Logan's got some video fuckery, and it looks like he's winking a bunch.
Fine.
I like Winky Logan.
It's over.
I also like Winky Logan.
I like Logan's Winky.
His missus doesn't know
Who's
that.
gonna take first watch with Henrik?
Oh, well,
Pine.
What the halfling?
Okay. Okay.
What order in the is the guy?
Third.
Okay.
I'll get up with him. Then.
Actually, they'll make him second in this case.
we can bolt and get more of a head start.
Then we'll only have about 2 hours of sleep, but we can do this.
If you want to chat with them, we can do a little bit of rotating here.
A little bit of sleep would be nice.
What? Grog, why don't you stay up with the first watch? And the rest of us, what is it? Levias and I will get second. Blah blah blah. Say the others.
Yeah.
Basically, Grog can ride on my horse, and you can sleep on the horse.
As easy as that is, right?
The day without sleep.
Strap him like a baby on your back.
Make a little papoose.
Okay. So
Why don't we just all sleep and just wake up when they wake us?
What's so fucking?
Who says we need to watch with them?
depends on how much you trust them.
I trust them. I don't care. I want to sleep.
Levias would stay up.
Okay, thank you.
Fair enough. Okay.
Jesus,
So
your camera, Logan.
All right.
it's
Can
fine.
you leave and come back?
Yeah.
Can't choose.
Thank
Oh,
you.
I just realized there's an exploration activity as well.
It's better. We see you.
It just looks the same.
Yeah, look up what that exploration activity is, just FYI.
Is
Curious.
that in skills or is that in playing
I,
the game?
I just looked under the fatigued rules because you're all going to be fatigued. But it says while exploring, you can't choose an exploration activity. So I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Um. Okay.
We get up when Levias lets us know.
I'm just getting some information here real quick. Give me just.
I know it would be early, but what are the chances we can pull up here? I am absolutely exhausted. I know you guys probably want to keep going, but I can. I'm just half asleep.
Can we end with the y'all leaving?
Yeah, sure. We can do that.
That way John can hopefully be back and with whatever is going to go down.
Mm-hmm. You can leave a note. Sorry, we needed your horses so we can warn your enemies that you're coming.
So the painted horse's name is Gizmo. It is the baronet's horse.
Gizmo.
And the black horse's name is Striker, and that is Henrik's.
Sweet.
So he asks you to take specific care of them.
So, there are exploration activities of avoid notice, defend, detect magic, follow the expert, hustle, investigate, repeat a spell, scout, and search.
Oh, okay. We can look into that for next week. That might be useful.
There's also skill exploration activities of borrow an arcane spell, coerce, cover tracks, decipher writing, gather information, identify alchemy, identify magic, impersonate, learn a spell, make an impression, repair, sense direction, squeeze, track, and treat wounds.
Okay. So we may want to look into that for the next one during your guys' time, because it sounds like make an impression, stuff like that is nice to do before you head into town or right when you get there. So you guys may want to look into that, especially with your party composition.
With an average speed of 25 feet, party can expect to travel 20 miles a day.
Sweet.
But he asked you to take care of those horses. So, on first watch, you guys are all awoken as he's taking. Do you guys want him? Do you guys want to leave on third watch then?
If that's what he is.
You can do it. Like he can rotate them. It's not a bit deal.
Yeah, give us a little bit of extra sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
he'll
it's
wake you.
at all possible to like stave off exhaustion
Well, you'll just be fatigued.
or
Yeah.
fatigue. I
You'll
mean,
be fatigued.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
I just don't want to be exhausted.
Yeah, true.
it's fine.
Okay. And that's -1 to your AC in saving throws. So nothing super crazy. Exhaust is when it starts getting ridiculous.
Ox, we can die to that. I hope you know that.
Yeah.
What if someone casts Finger of Death and we all fail by 1?
If someone's casting Figure of Death at us, we're gonna die anyway.
I was gonna say, we just die even if we do pass the save.
Hold on.
I found this scroll. Oh, that's all I
Uh,
had. That's all I could do.
Well, if
actually
he
a
if he
finger
can cast that scroll, then he probably can do a bit more.
The scroll of
Roll
finger
math.
of breath.
What if you got a nat 20?
God, shut up. Just
Yeah, you
shut
gotta
up.
think about all the possibilities, man. You might die, but Mork isn't. He's prepared.
Okay. So the bear is the slower one here.
No, he's not.
How fast is he?
I
40.
think it's-
Bear.
Oh.
Horse is 50.
Oh yeah, that's 35. Well, yeah.
And he's
so-
carrying a wagon.
So
We can attach the wagon to one of the
yeah,
horses.
wagon would be on the horse.
They don't
Um,
have the equipment for that.
Yeah,
They
but
don't have the
Zane
right-
does.
They don't. There's the harnesses are not the same.
That's okay.
Oh,
We'll make it
We,
work.
can we tie rope to the wagon and just like attach it to the saddle?
You could.
35 is 28 miles a day with so that's 12 miles and still 8 miles or sorry, that's still
We're
12
still gonna
miles
beat
more
them.
than an average human. 12
Yeah.
miles a day more than an average human.
We're still gonna beat them.
So you'll
That's
beat
all.
them by a few hours. Okay. So yeah,
More than a few
guys-
hours if you include what they're sleeping.
that's fair. You guys will beat them by they'll probably
Still
depending on
a
how you-
few hours, but more.
It's
a
like
higher
half a
end
day.
of a few.
Half a day to a day, depending on
Okay.
on what like half a day is pretty much it because when they leave you'll get there like half a day.
Okay.
Okay. So on third watch, you guys are all woken up as Henrik comes over to his horse, comes over to the basically each of the horses because they all know him and know them. Walks them to the road a little ways off as he kind of helps you all mount them, calms the horses, tries to keep them all calm due to the new experience. So he's going to roll a nature check. Okay, rolling a 15, so that's good. So he keeps all the horses relatively quiet as you all mount the horses. Who is on Striker and who is on Gizmo?
Are these the
Who here
harder
has
horses?
experience?
They are better horses, so they are also more difficult.
I'm on Gizmo.
Yeah, I'd be fine on one of the more difficult horses.
Okay.
Who am I riding with?
Are you leaving a horse? Are you taking all 5?
I can try and ride one.
You want to ride?
Actually,
You
when we-
want to ride blue?
Were we going to leave Gizmo there so he could?
I'm much more comfortable with riding a bear. I can absolutely do that.
Okay, so we're gonna leave one of the horses.
Actually, you
there?
know what? I don't think he can carry you in the cart.
Oh, okay, that's
Can't
fair.
he just
What
sit in the
size-
cart?
Oh yeah, isn't he small size? He definitely,
Does
Sit in the
Grog
car.
weigh too much to sit in the cart?
definitely,
Probably.
definitely.
It's a small-sized bear. It's
I
like
was
the
gonna
size
say
of, like,
I'm
big
3
dog.
bulk and I'm carrying 8 bulk. There's no way.
I am so looking forward to the day where the bear grows up a bit and we could fucking go chariot racing. You in the back of the wet cart, being dragged by a nice bear. We'll Ben Hur this shit.
Just swinging the shit out of that club.
Yeah.
I can't wait till I can
So are
go
you leaving one of the
from
horses then, or are you gonna try to have
I
him
can
learn to ride one?
try.
It's probably
What do you
easier
guys
to
wanna do?
double up. Jump on with me.
Okay.
Is there an easier horse?
Yeah, the other three are
Okay.
easier.
Yeah, like if we leave Gizmo here and
Gizmo and Striker are both war horses.
Yeah.
And so they don't like people who aren't their master.
Yeah, so if we leave Gizmo behind, that way the Baronet has something, and just like don't let him tell old mate, don't let him go off on his own. Just we're leaving it so he doesn't have to walk because he's the noble. We're looking after him. We'll take the other four and we'll shoot ahead.
And then I can ride with Levias since we're both small.
Yeah.
That way, it's not too much weight for one of the horses.
Okay.
And if
Yeah, that's
if
reasonable.
you are if I'm kind of good at nature, so I might be able to settle down any penalties that I have from a goblin.
I was gonna say I can try and aid you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
Okay.
my aid is probably just being out of the way.
Put a bag over your head.
I'm looking to see if I get any advantages for being an animal druid.
I think so, but
No,
What do you
don't.
roll for riding? Athletic?
Nature.
Ooh.
For
Or what?
nature.
Athletics.
You can use diplomacy to make an impression on animals and make it very
Oh,
aggressive with them. So I could use diplomacy on them if I wanted,
Okay, but other people have to use nature.
I suppose. But just being a druid means I can.
I was gonna say I feel like nature would probably be your better bet.
I feel like the diplomacy is a stronger connection.
Yeah.
Kind of
There's
like a
an actual hey, I'm not gonna hurt you. Like an empathetic communication rather than just like a command.
I know how nature works, so I can do this.
Like I know how
Ah!
that horse will
Okay.
react.
Striker likes you.
You're a good.
He's
boy.
not gonna give you any trouble. He's way bigger than the other three horses though.
It's okay, 'cause
like-
you're a good boy.
Stands like 2.5 feet taller.
I'm
at the
using
shoulder.
my lucky feet.
Okay.
Do you want me to? Do you want me to aid him?
Yeah, you can.
Just
Hell
don't
yeah.
crit fail.
Okay. And then
John's character.
the other horse just works. The other horse just works.
Because he's an old man and he has a soothing voice.
God.
He gives the horse some tea.
Yeah,
There you go.
Jermaine.
16.
You can.
Yeah. You guys get out of start moving quietly, and then catch up with Baloo, and then you guys continue on your way and start riding. And we'll end our session there.
Perfect sound effects.
Sorry.
We'll end our session there for tonight as you guys get away without any of the horses freaking the fuck out because somebody didn't roll a 1.
Yeah.
I mean, someone did. They just re-rolled.
I'm
They
a
just
fucking.
have
I'm a
really
halfling.
strong feet.
The results were not tallied as such because if that was the case, that horse would have bucked you the fuck off and ran.
Yeah.
That horse totally would have bucked you.
I'm so excited to get level 4, and then Baloo becomes medium sized. So excited.
I'm so excited to not get level 4 for a year.
Yeah.
There are levels in this game?
Apparently.
We're gonna do this whole campaign at level 1
Yeah.
because we're gonna be fighting liches, just dropping like rocks on them and stuff.
Those liches better have like 15 HP.
No, they're gonna have like 80. You're just gonna drop rocks on him. It's fine. You guys will be smarter than the Lich.
I
It just
need a
casts
rock.
one spell
I
and
mean a
kills us
big
all
ass rock.
immediately.
Maybe
Fireball.
something
Oh, well, that was a
like
lot
a
easier than I thought it would be.
cinder block.
Shit. Okay, and like I said, we end our session there tonight.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
Little lore heavy.
Yeah,
That's fine.
We learned about each other's characters a bit.
Yeah.
I'm adopted.
Learned a little bit.
I
It's
have
okay.
to-
He didn't
My
believe me.
great grandmother.
Oh well.
Yeah, the
Thank you for
way I
watching.
basically imagine it is, well, you can close her out. That's fine.
Yeah.